Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meet Merp.
Mer. All right, so this week up on the docket, we actually have a lot to talk about
A
because
lot.
the Summer Summit happened during one of the hottest heat waves we've had in quite some time. It was over 100 degrees in many places here, and
Just not normal.
some places it said it felt like 123.
So,
Anyways,
needless to say, we were kind of zoning out at the end of the summer summit.
while we were sitting here sweating in pools of our own,
Sweat.
we sat
Piss.
here and watched. We actually were on time and watched the
Hmm.
whole Summer Summit. So that was pretty impressive in and of itself.
Yeah. Rare for us.
So we're going to go over everything that was in that, and then also the very small update that was this week, which really just added a few things for Araxxor, as well as some additional changes from months and months and months ago that we'll talk about briefly.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap it all up by going to our Q&A.
Hmm.
As per usual, if you want to join in our Q&A, feel free to ask us any questions, game related or otherwise. You can ask them over on discord.gg/boonbape. That would be the best place. We have a questions section, and yeah, drop them down there and we'll answer them. But before we get into all this super cool stuff for this week, Michelle, any updates? How's it going?
Do you remember? We have a
Obviously,
super cool update.
we have a super cool update.
I got 99 Hunter. Huge. Did not get the Chinchompa pouch I was hoping for. And it finally, I don't feel like bleeping later, so I finally freaking happened. I got Tangleroot.
Yeah. She got Tangleroot after 100 and what?
105.1 million farming XP. Anyone who's been listening to the podcast or like has been watching me for years, you understand. Like anyone could be like, "Oh my god, 105, that's crazy, GZ." But if you weren't here for years, you don't understand. I was talking to Wrathmaw last night. I'm like, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, people just don't. Someone called him a simp because he ran to look at my pet.
Well, yeah.
And I'm like, it was a big deal.
I mean, most people haven't been around since you were grinding it, so.
Yeah, so I got 99 in 2020, and this is how long it took me to get the pet because sometimes I would just quit farming for months at a time. So I'm super, super happy about it, and I got it on stream, and my camera was off,
Yeah.
which I don't love.
It was because she was streaming during the heat wave and she felt too gross to be put on camera.
Yeah, I was just like sitting there sweating, and I was like, oh god, maybe I should have just had my camera on. But too late. I like made a short and stuff, and I just put like my little cat stand emote thing. And yeah, I'm so excited. And I have really weird reactions to pets. How do I react, Robert?
Uh, oh, well, I said whenever you got it that it sounded like you reacted the same way a normal human would if they were being stabbed.
I did the same for Quetzin that I did for Tangaroo, where I was like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, and you
I
said
don't-
stop, stop, stop.
I did that for Quetzin. I didn't do that for this
Oh,
one.
you didn't? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know why I react that way. I'm not that person that gets a drop and screams. I'm just instant denial.
Yeah.
But I'm so
No, you
happy
actually
about it.
instantly just wish it didn't happen.
That's
seemingly.
not true. That's not true.
I mean,
No.
what does
Nope,
no mean?
Nope. It's disbelief.
Oh, okay.
I still haven't gotten Scarius. I am now ranked 17 at 13,278. But I don't even care. I'm so happy about Tingaroot. Like, whenever I've been at, like, work this week, I'll just go and look at my phone and look at a screenshot and, like, smile to myself. Because I'm like, that's crazy. I got it on a palm tree in the farming guild, if anyone cares. So, people care.
Okay.
But I'm so happy about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't want to dwell on it too much because we have a lot to go over. But how are you?
Pretty good. I mean, I don't really have anything to go over.
You didn't have the best moment of your account.
No, still
Ever?
still don't play RuneScape, and also, I considered playing World of Warcraft this week. So,
Really?
it's because the raids come out in a staggered way, where like the first week there's nothing, and then the second week there's just like dungeons, and then the third week the actual raid comes out. And so watching people do it
It looks
was
fun.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, there was something that I wanted to bring up this weekend that I thought was kind of cool. Is shout out to all the people that made plans to go to RuneFest.
Oh yeah. A lot of people still went.
Yeah, and then actually still went on their trip.
Sid went.
Yeah, one of the top posts this week on Reddit was someone. I mean, them and their partner went to like London and like did a bunch of really cool stuff. It seemed.
Cool.
So some people definitely made the most of whatever they could. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was nice to see because I thought it would have just been lame to go to Birmingham.
No, I think most people just did not go to Birmingham anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
They took the L in the hotels, but yeah, like Potato and Sid got to see Fem, and I'm so jealous.
Oh,
There's
they
a lot of
did.
people too, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Oh,
cool.
yeah, I thought I showed you the picture, yeah. They were all hanging out, and Fem was like sitting on someone's lap, and I was like, that should be my lap.
Oh, okay. That's cool though.
Don't
Yeah.
be jealous.
So shout out to all the people that yeah, ended up actually taking that trip and having fun.
Yeah.
Even though
Making the best of the situation.
yeah, even though it should have been RuneFest.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so we'll see whenever RuneFest actually does come out next year.
Mhm.
But that's it. There were some other updates, but I'll keep it short because we do have a longer episode this time around.
Bajillion minutes long.
Yes. So we will
Hopefully
start
not.
off with the old school roadmap. So we
Should we
had
go-
the
yeah.
Summer Summit, and they went over everything. There was a total of 7 things that are going to be happening up until early spring of next year.
Mhm.
And beyond that, kind of in the background, but also happening, are 3 additional things. And we already knew that they were going to incorporate sailing, which obviously is the first new skill, you know, new
Yeah.
rewards. Okay, we know. And then they also had already revealed that we were going to get a new HD.
We should read the early stuff first. You're skipping to the later stuff. I hit the mic, an alarm.
Well, I was just going to say the stuff we already knew.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to continue to the next one. Okay, so we knew those 2.
Yeah.
We knew Varlamore Part 2 and Varlamore Part 3.
Well, no, you're already skipping ahead.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk about HD and the API. So that's pretty cool. So that'll be happening eventually later. And then they're going to be adding like a lot of new lighting and stuff like that. So that'll be happening in the background as well. And then the last thing we knew was Varlamore. All of this was already teased the week before.
Oh, I thought you meant we knew because our guesses.
No. We can talk about our guesses if you want.
No, let's just go through it.
Yeah, so the Varlamore stuff, they actually revealed a little bit more. We knew that part 2 was coming as the first thing on the roadmap, September 25th. It's actually only in a couple
2
weeks from now.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
announced the release date. Super excited.
Yeah, so they also showed the area. It has been expanded. They also are including the island of Alderaan, which is, every time I see it, I think of Alderaan from Star Wars.
I think of Aladdin from the book I'm reading.
Okay. And then also, that's going to be the place that has the herblore activity, the new
Yep.
boss, the new, or not boss, but new mini game
Well,
rather.
speaking of new boss, we're getting Rainbow Dragon. The
We are.
Rainbow
Yeah.
Dragon.
The Rainbow Dragon, Hailstorm Mountain is going to be the new group boss. I think it's up to 20 players or something like that.
And
so
that is
that'll be
the Rainbow
cool.
Dragon.
Yeah, and there's also new quests, which are in that same area, I'm pretty sure.
Next is Winter of 2024. We're getting Curse of Arrav. This is a remake with OSR's twist. This is a quest. Continues the Majorat quest series ahead of the finale.
It's funny. It seemed like you said quest series as like one word, but like even shorter. I don't even know how.
Didn't expect that we were going to read these, to be honest, because we're going to go to all their blogs.
So
I was feeling overwhelmed.
I figured we'd just go over them and then like about our predictions because
True.
I thought that was pretty fun. And then next we
We're
have
like pretty correct.
Wrathmaw, the
No,
Wyrm,
I wasn't expecting this one.
the Wyrm boss.
Wyrm.
So this is the actual, yeah, this is completely random. This is the, and also I have a very strong
Opinion.
inkling that this may not go into the game as they had thought.
I think it's definitely going to get changed.
Yes, at the very
I think it
least.
should. We'll talk about it.
This is coming in November. Curse of Rav is coming in the winter, so this is coming in November, so later winter, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is the first ever world boss in RuneScape.
That's kind of exciting in itself, though.
Yeah, so anyone not familiar with the mechanics of world bosses, they only spawn like a few times a day or just several hours apart generally, and everyone in the world is usually incentivized to go and kill the boss.
Yeah.
This boss, though, spawns only in the wilderness.
Assuming that this is just based on the breaches during Deadman.
Yes, very similar to the breaches from Deadman.
But new.
They showed that it can spawn pretty much anywhere in the wilderness.
Yeah. It could be like not even that deep either. I
Yeah, it can
believe.
be like from straight up like 1 to 50 wilderness.
So if it's really low, maybe I will try it.
Maybe. There's also going to be new rewards that come from the
Mm-hmm.
boss, but we'll go all into those later.
Next is the one that I think we're both most excited for.
Yeah.
Obviously, is Leagues 5 Raging Echoes. This is coming in late November, so actually just in like 2.5 months.
Yeah, not
Oh,
very
I'm so
long.
excited. So this is the newest league. It's a seasonal game mode with enhanced bosses, combat mastery, new relics, and tasks.
Yeah, that's actually earlier than I thought for sure.
Yeah, you're thinking like January, right?
I was thinking of
Or was I thinking
I was
January?
thinking Christmas time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm guessing they want to take that time off, so this probably makes more sense.
True.
Because they don't have Thanksgiving there.
Oh, yeah. Silly English.
Yeah. So after that we have, I okay,
This one's kind of
this one's the one I'm least interested in, and also kind of mad about because I didn't think they would include something like this on here, so I feel slightly bamboozled. But it's the Game Jam. That's it.
It's updates from the Game Jam.
Yeah, so this is updates that they had mentioned previously. I think it's a little over a month ago now. This is going to be coming in late January, early February, and this is going to be the quality of life stuff, the bank stuff, the player-owned house stuff, and collection log updates.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that there'd be Game Jam stuff, but I was expecting some of the bigger stuff from the Game Jam, not the quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
The quality of life stuff seems like it would just be a smaller update.
I just didn't even think it would be included on here, honestly.
I was expecting it to be the Game Jam, like, wilderness expansion, like, something crazy.
Yeah.
This stuff is all very cool, but it feels strange compared to all the other stuff on here.
It's cool, and I think I'll like it probably more than other things on this list, but also
More than Wrathmaw.
but also I feel like it's kind of in the same league of like a holiday event. Like I kind of just expected this stuff to happen, so them putting it on here was sad.
I thought that this would just be a quality of life blog later.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about what the actual updates are though. The updates themselves are pretty cool. Next is Giant Bosses. This one's pretty cool. So spring of 2025, we're going to get upper mid-game boss fights with fire and ice giants and new rewards.
Yeah, so because we already have the hill giant boss, they're going to add the fire giant and the ice giant,
We already have
respectively.
Moss Giant too.
We already have Moss Giant, yeah. So they are going to be adding these with new rewards, like Michelle said, and yeah, it is going to be upper mid game. I wonder what they're going to call upper mid game, like 70,
like 80.
Yeah, okay.
No, maybe 70.
Yeah,
because you could do the others at like 50.
Yeah, true. So I could see that. And then the last
Good
one.
luck reading this first one.
This last one is going to be Varlamore Part 3, so assumedly the third and final part.
The final dawn.
The final dawn.
I'm like, I sure hope it's the final.
I mean, you know, it could be the final dawn Part 2 after this. Who knows?
The final dawn Tokyo Drift.
And this was going to include the. Is it Laddie or Talati?
I was thinking Talati. That's what I was looking forward to you trying to pronounce this. You're like,
this is going to be the Talati Rainforest. It's going to have the first Enrage boss. I don't know what that means. They also didn't talk about it as far as I remember.
That's whenever we started seriously zoning out.
Oh.
So
yeah,
they might have.
Hopefully they include it in the blog. Auburn Valley. I also don't know what that is. And also, yeah. Oh, this is when I started zoning out because I just like, I don't know why, but I just cared so little about this.
We were very excited for leagues and everything else. We're getting a little jaded.
You know why? It's because this next part, they're all like, they highlighted this as one of the main big selling points of this, and I was like, oh, and then just like stopped listening.
I remember you went to the kitchen and started making lunch.
Yeah, that's why. So they were highlighting the new fletching activity as one of the big showpieces of Varlamore Part 3. And then a new Slayer dungeon as well as additional quests.
Thought the fletching thing was very funny because Megan was like, we don't need fletching. Like, what we need is an herblore minigame because she's not paying attention to the blogs and doesn't know if there's an herblore minigame coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. As far as the and beyond, we have a new announcement being the Project Zanaris. It's going to be...
Weird.
Is kind of weird. So this is going to be community servers where you make the rules, search and play different experiences, and recreate beloved game modes or invent your own.
Yeah,
so customized servers.
Yeah, I was about to say, if this sounds weird, it is.
It's kind of weird.
But
it's going to cost money.
Yeah, you can wrap it up as... It is? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
they didn't say how much yet.
Louise.
I checked earlier. I haven't read all these blogs yet because we always record over 2 days, and this is so much that I was like, I know I'm not going to get through that much today.
Yeah. So, yeah, this, like Michelle said, this is going to be custom servers where, like, let's say you just want everyone to start in this world with like 50 whatever, like 50 all skills, and you start in the wilderness because it's a PvP only server and you don't even want to go to any of the other zones and it's wilderness locked. Technically, you can make a server like that.
It's a very, I think it's a cool idea. I don't know how much it'll be used by normal characters, not content creators. The fact that it costs money is kind of lame. But anyway,
Yeah.
we guessed a lot correct.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think we were pretty close.
We got Varlamore Part 2 and Part 3.
Yeah.
We got Leagues. We said something with Game Jam. We didn't expect that to be the whole thing. I think I said a backlog quest. What else is there on the side? What else? Oh, I don't remember saying giant bosses, but I think I said a boss.
Yeah, I definitely
Maybe
mentioned...
we should have written down what we thought.
I mean, you could just go back last week. Also, you don't have to be an expert. If you've been through a few of these, then you probably could have guessed most of these as
our
well.
first rodeo.
I mean, it was, clear as day Leagues was going to be front and center.
I did not expect Project Zanaris, though.
I don't think anyone did.
Nothing prepared me
kind
for
of
that.
a stupid idea, but I think everyone expected there to be at least one boss. I don't think anyone saw the world boss coming.
That was pretty crazy.
I think we did anticipate some like kind of dead on arrival quests, which Curse of Arrav, they even didn't
I don't think it'll be dead on arrival.
They didn't even hype it up in the showcase. They're all like, "Oh, this quest is gonna exist so that we can make other quests that are actually cool."
Honestly, it doesn't even have its own blog post like the rest.
Yeah, it's not very interesting. So yeah, we pretty much got most of this.
We're good at guessing.
Yeah.
What if we're just like crazy and you guys go and listen back and we're like super far off and got all of it wrong?
Yeah, right.
And in my mind, though, we're like pretty accurate. We're like 5 out of 7.
Yeah, like 100% chance.
100%.
Yeah. But that is it for the game jam. Now we're gonna actually go into each one of these.
Game jam, the roadmap.
The roadmap. Stupid game jam. So we're done with the roadmap. We just wanted to do a quick overview, and then we're gonna go into the actual blog on each one of these.
The details.
There's not a full blog on each one, but there is like a little bit
on most of them.
Well, it's not a full blog. It's more of like a little write-up.
Oh, well, yeah. It's going to get more detailed, obviously, as it gets closer.
Yeah, this one actually does have a fairly full blog because it is the most recent one that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks, and that's Varlamore.
The Rising Darkness.
The Rising Darkness. That's what they call me.
I don't get
it. Anyways, though.
You wake every morning with depression. They also call me the Rising Darkness, too.
Okay. Anyways, they say it feels like it's only yesterday that Varlamore opened its doors to intrepid explorers all over Gilnor. This time, we're here to recap on exactly what you can expect in our next Varlamore expansion, the Rising Darkness, so that you know exactly what to expect on your adventures throughout an expanded area. I feel like that second sentence was not necessary.
Sometimes whenever you read the sentences, I look down so I don't have the temptation to correct you.
Did I say something wrong there?
I don't know. I didn't look.
In case it's not clear, the content you're seeing here has been covered in blogs relating to Varlamore Part 2. We've opted for a tagline that's a little more descriptive and better reflects the content, especially the main storyline, which also adds a little extra oomph to talk about.
The way you said that was like so oomphy.
Well, yeah, that's what it is.
A little extra what?
A little extra. More importantly, the Darkness Rising sounds cool, so that's why they.
That's a good reason.
Sounds like turning over an exam paper and seeing.
You didn't read the first section of that sentence.
Oh, part 2 sounds like turning over an exam paper and seeing a whole question you've missed with only 2 minutes to spare.
They should have done Tokyo Drift. That would have been funny. 2 Varla, 2 more.
Yeah, this is too much words. I'm gonna skip to the actual.
I was
content.
surprised you were reading their little silly gooseness.
Yeah, this is stupid.
Let's just get to the content.
So we have a new area.
Okay, of course we can't just drop all this new content without somewhere to put it. Fortunately for you, you'll be able to explore more of Varlamore than ever before. So they have a little picture of a map here. They did explain on this map that anything grayed out is a part of Gentle Tractor's original map that isn't included with the Rising Darkness and may not be reflected exactly in future Varlamore. Mostly we're getting like a huge north area and an island.
Yo, the part that they're not including looks so sick.
I hope that they include in the next one, right?
These guys are dummies. Why did they not include that?
They might. We still have a part 3.
Okay.
Gentle Tractor's design is actually insane.
Honestly,
like it's so good.
The city that they're not including looks
really
so
cool.
sick.
It looks like a bunch of islands all together.
It's called Tempestus.
I like that. I hope that gets added.
And it has a college of bards. How sick is that? And it has a new agility course.
That's cute.
And it has a new New farming patch, man.
That's not a farming patch, you silly goose. That's a wheat field.
Same thing. Whatever.
Anyway, I hope that they add that next. I like that area. It looks pretty.
Yeah, that's sick.
But what they did add also does look really cool, to be fair. Can you take me back to the blog, please? He's just
No,
zoomed
I
in.
just want to see the cool stuff that they're not adding.
Look at what they did add.
I mean, look at they have the rainforest here, so
I think that, they're gonna add the rainforest for sure.
yeah.
Oh,
Anyways,
that's nice.
yeah, so they're gonna be adding a new island, Alderaan. So I've been seeing you in Alderaan places is a joke
that's a
that we
good
can
one.
make in game now.
That's a funny one.
That's from Star Wars.
Alderaan places?
Yeah,
The meme?
Alderaan's a moon.
Yeah, okay, but do people make that joke?
Or is it a moon? Is it a planet? I think it's a planet. I think it's Leia's planet that gets
Sound
blown
like
up.
a nerd. Oh, they're
Okay.
dead?
Oh yeah, and then that's when
I watched it once.
that's when all the like masters are like, oh, I feel like a bunch of voices just disappeared all at once. That's because they straight.
Oh, because everyone died.
Yeah, they straight up nuked the planet.
Oh, yikes.
Anyways, Alderaan, pretty cool.
We will go into more
I'm just
detail
gonna call it
in the blog.
Alderaan. I'm not calling it Alderaan. Whatever. But it's a brewery, Moonrise Brewery and Winery, and it has a few quests on it as well as a mini game. That's pretty cool, as well as an additional mining area. So that's pretty cool.
Mining on the coast looks scenic.
It does.
And that big estate, I think that's going to be the murder mystery quest. Spoiler alert, we're getting a murder mystery quest.
We are getting a murder mystery
I
quest.
love those.
More murder and more mystery, and they said you might even need to watch out for the dogs if they look suspicious.
There's a dog in disguise, and I can't wait to meet him.
Yep. On top of that, like literally on top of the current area we
That was
have
good.
is a new like frozen mountainy area called the Proud Spire. And this is where a lot of dwarven events are going to take place, as well as where I'm assuming the Huikodal is.
Yeah, it'll be in the Dark Frost.
Yeah, so that is... Oh, that's going to be in the Dark Frost. Okay. It's a mountain right next to the other mountain. There's
Yeah.
a few mountains. It actually reminds me a
Cool
lot
mountains.
of the...
Himalayas.
No, the White Wolf
Rocky
Mountains.
Mountains.
No, definitely,
trying to think of a
definitely,
mountain
definitely the
range.
White Wolf Mountains. Yeah, so it's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of different areas. I'd recommend checking it out. There's
This map is very detailed.
pretty detailed map.
So by now you should be more than familiar. Okay, it's lore. It's lore. Why do I keep doing that? I
Yeah,
keep falling for it.
It's lore. It's literally everything that we
there's
just
there's
went
some
over.
Stuff. So, amidst the snowy mountain peaks, you'll find the Dark Frost, a modern name for an ancient peak housing an ancient beast, the Huikodal. East of the Dark Frost, you'll notice the Proud Spire, the mysterious Tower of Ascension, and the sprawling Twilight Temple. All are sites of importance to the people of Varlamore, particularly the Shadow Twilight Emissaries. ...
Bum bum bum.
Just off the Sunset Coast is the luscious and lovely Alderaan. Alderaan's perhaps most famous for its sprawling vineyards, providing the perfect grapes for Moonrise Brewery and Winery. If you watched the Summer Summit, there was a lot of stuff about grapes.
A lot about grapes.
Kind of a weird amount. Due east of the brewery is the Alchemical Society, where you'll be able to learn a thing or two about mixology and a brand new herblore training activity. The people of Alderaan love a spot of drama, particularly if it's taking place in the amphitheater on the eastern coast. Culture aside, it doesn't get much more dramatic than a murder mystery, so be prepared to get sleuthing and explore Alderaan in a brand new whodunit quest. It's not all about POIs, though. What is that? Points of interest.
Yep.
You'll find a smattering of other amenities to really make these new areas feel alive. NPCs to chat to, locations for mining, fishing, hunters, smithing, shops and vendors to trade with, and even a brand new portal location for your POH.
Actually, I think if they're referencing the quest, it might be people of interest. But
Could be either one.
yeah, either way, that's pretty
PPs
cool.
of interest.
Bunch of stuff going on there. I'm just gonna forget you said that, and we have some new quests as well. So no new location is complete without a healthy helping of lore to flesh out the world. So to start, there is the Heart of Darkness. It's going to be a quest. You'll need to have completed Twilight's Promise and have 55 mining, 48 thieving, 48 slayer, 46 agility, and some gear with a combat level of at least 65.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, generally pretty
Probably medium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
medium of the pack. We also have the aforementioned Murder Mystery. It's going to be on Alderaan. So yeah, that's going to be cool.
I love murder mystery quests.
So to start, Death on the Isle. You'll need to have completed Children of the Sun, have 40 thieving, 45 agility, and 30 crafting, with a combat of around 50. And
Even easier.
yeah, generally pretty easy. It's a murder mystery. It's not going to be too crazy. But earlier in the year, you gave us your blessing to release a handful of additional smaller quests for world building in the same vein as the riveting tale of a lily pad labor dispute. As described in this blog, naturally, we're not going to spill the beans, but hopefully you guys like them.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple of those. I'm excited. That quest is super cute and fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys can also, you can still just add like little filler quests every once in a while. They don't have to be a huge Majrat storyline.
Yeah.
People loved that frog quest.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, next is Huiacodal, the new group boss. So, long ago, in the days before Varlamore's founding, the land was inhabited by a multitude of strange and powerful beings. It is said that one such being dwelled among the barren peaks of the Hailstorm Mountains. The old ones called this place Kotpatol. But
It's Cuddle Puddle.
Kotpatol. But those who live in its shadow today call it Darkfrost. There they say that the rainbow dragon, a great and terrible serpent, lies sleeping, coiled around the heart of the mountain. They say its scales are as strong as rocks and that it sleeps upon a bed of gold. They say that the dwarves who first encountered the monster were rewarded with riches beyond their wildest dreams. They say that when the Huiacodal wakes anew, it'll be angry enough to tear through stone. So, for centuries, these legends were thought to be nothing more than tall tales, but now the mountain trembles and the Huiacodal has proven to be very, very real. Left unchecked, the Rainbow Dragon's power could cause untold devastation. Faced with this new danger, the dwarves have begrudgingly enlisted the help of adventurers like you to help them subdue the beast. Are you up to the challenge? This is a group encounter aimed at players with 90 plus total combat level. They also recommend having access to protection prayers.
Yeah, it seems like you kind of need overheads unless you're going to ticky a lot.
You know someone's going to. As soon as someone saw that, they were like, okay, well, we're going to try without.
Yeah. As far as the gameplay goes,
there's a short little recap if you prefer.
Yes, let's do that. There's so many words here. They say that you're going to join the Dwarven party, make your way up the mountain, attack parts of the Huiacodal sticking out from the rock while avoiding hazards. Don't forget your overheads. When the Huiacodal moves, climb to the top of the mountain and attack the head. If the Huiacodal uses its tail to defend itself, shatter it so you can resume the fight, and deal damage to its head to defeat it. Once you have pacified the Rainbow Dragon, there will be a bit of downtime and you can get ready to fight again. During this downtime, you'll be able to slide down the mountain and resupply at a bank if you need.
Kind of cute, so you get access to the end of it again.
Yeah, pretty chill, pretty easy. And there are rewards. All of these are tradable, so feel free to use them or for yourself or sell them off if you need some money.
First is the Tome of Earth. Just like the Tomes of Water and Fire, the Tome of Earth provides the infinite Earth runes when charged and provides a 10% damage boost to Earth spells. Also provides, also is charged with Soiled Pages, which drop from the Huiacodal. Soiled Pages. Why did they say that?
I think they said Soiled Pages like it's an item, and then they're
pages
saying
of that.
Yeah, pages like those pages.
You're making me think I'm going crazy reading this book.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, they said it dumb. You should have just put Soiled Pages.
Yeah, why are you trying to trick me?
Anyways, so you fill it up with pages. It's just the same, and it works the same as all the other books. You can also get the Dragon Hunter Wand. This is the one that had a bit of a controversy whenever it did first get released. It's going to be a...
first announced.
Yeah, first announced. So it's going to have equipment. It says it's supposed to be similar to that of the DHL or the Dragon Hunter Cross.
Yeah, it's not going to hit as hard.
Yeah, so currently Magic is missing a Dragonbane weapon, and hopefully this is going to be it. But yeah, hopefully it won't hit as hard either, because this is going to be an easy boss.
No, it's definitely not.
Only a 65 Magic requirement with 16 attacks, so very low. 10% Magic damage though, as a one hand, wand. That's pretty good. And it's a 5 attack rate with 10 range. The big thing, though, this will be really nice, especially for Iron Man early on, because you don't get any Dragonbane weaponry for a very long time. To get. This is going to give you Dragonbane weaponry, which is plus 50% accuracy and 20% damage to anything that looks like a dragon.
Nice. Anything that looks like one.
Yeah, so that's actually pretty good, especially because... I think there are dragons that have... Oh, yeah. Actually, all the dragons, or almost all the dragons, as well as metallic dragons, have weakness as well. So this would stack on top of that.
Oh, yeah. And you could bring your new little earth book.
Yeah, you could bring an earth book.
Cool.
Or a water book.
Or whatever floats your boat. This weapon is in a really good spot against draconic creatures with elemental weaknesses and will be better than powered weapons like the trident in this specific niche. There's still a sizable gap between the wand and the Dragonheart crossbow and lance, but this could help those unfortunate metal dragon slayer tests feel like less of a slog in the future and let you gain some extra magic XP while you're taking on Huiacodal with your pals.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Speaking of Huiacodal, you can get his pelt or
I
its pelt,
her.
her pelt.
I hope that's rainbow.
Hopefully,
Because Huikoto's rainbow. That'd be pretty.
they didn't showcase any of what any of these items look like.
They didn't, did they?
No. This is a brand new set of gear. You have the body, legs, head, and bracers, and this is a ranged hide set.
Mm-hmm.
All of them give prayer bonus, and all of them give kind of exactly what you'd expect from Blessed D hide. And they say that this will even be an improvement over Blessed D hide with a total of 8 prayer bonus
Oh.
and an extra 9 points of magic defense. You're going to require 40 defense and 70 range to equip this, so no pures are going to be able to use this. Except for the bracers, the Van braces, this is a trend where that will have no defense requirement, so you can use that if you are a peer.
And the legs as well.
Yeah. And yeah, so generally it looks pretty good. It just looks like it's a slightly better version of, Blessed D hide.
I'm just excited to see what it looks like. I hope
Yeah.
it's rainbow. I really, really hope
If it
it's
doesn't
rainbow.
look cool, that'll be a tragedy, honestly.
That'd be surprising. Because the Huikoto looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
Next, and finally, actually, is the Prayer Regeneration Potion. This effect will regenerate 1 prayer point every 12 ticks for 8 minutes, which should give you around 8 prayer points per minute, 66 points overall per dose. So, to give an example, a player with 99 prayer using protection prayers will now be able to have that for around 7 minutes, where it used to be more like 5. And a player using piety and rigor will now have 3 minutes when it used to be around 2.5 minutes. And I mean, I'll take whatever I can get. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. That'll make it so if you have like a slow drain thing, you can use it for a really long time.
That'd be really nice for Firewatch Sentinels.
Yeah, I was
having an
gonna
extra
say,
2 minutes.
It'd be really nice on task. I mean, no one's gonna use that at Firewatch Sentinels because it's right
next to a bank.
The pool,
Oh, an
the
altar.
pool is right there.
I am very lazy though. You don't understand.
I was gonna say you'd probably use this on like a Black Demon's task or something like that.
So, to create this potion, you'll need a brand new herb, the seed of which will be dropped from the boss. Once you've grown the herb, you'll combine it with the new secondary, Aldarium, from Mastering Mixology to create this powerful pot, so long as you have 58 herb lore. The Chambers of Xeric Prayer Hands is going to be much better. This is just like a little out-of-raid version of it, just so you know. And there's also going to be a little Huikoto pet, too. There's nothing about it here, but they did confirm that.
They did show what it looks like. It's just a little dude.
Yeah, because he's like, the Huikoto's so long, and the little baby's just like a short little guy.
Yeah.
He looks really cute. That would have been funny if they made him long, just a big tail trailing.
That would have been weird.
That would have been funny.
And you may have thought you misheard, but yeah, you do need some Aldarium for Mastering Mixology, which is a new herb lore activity. So this is the new minigame.
Okay.
Shout out to Megan.
Yeah, and Megan's like, we need an herb lore minigame. I'm like, my brother in Christ.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to apply your herb lore know-how to mixology, and it's no easy feat. If you'd like to read up more on the finer details of the game loop, you can check out one of the older blogs.
They said here, and then they didn't provide a hyperlink in that word.
It's okay, because we essentially know what it is. You're just going to be adding herbs, or I think you can use unfinished potions as well.
Will they give us a crash course, shall we?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
why not?
I was just gonna do it real quick, but
there might be a short version of it. Scroll down a little bit.
Nope.
There's not.
There's only a long version.
Get into it.
All right, so jumping right into it, mixology doesn't use secondary ingredients. This is aiming at significantly lower XP per hour than regular herb lore, but boasts much higher XP per herb, like kind of what everyone wanted, similar to that of, like, let's say, Giant's Foundry.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll only need to stock up on main herbs, though, which is really nice. You'll have to process these herbs into their basic elements, then use those components to brew potions and satisfy incoming orders. So processing your herbs is as simple as it gets. Take the unnoted herbs out of the convenient bank chest and use them on the refiner. You can let the process happen on its own or click to speed it up. You're going to get Mox, once you refine your herbs, you're going to get Mox, agate, or lye paste, depending on the type of herb that you put in. You'll need all 3 of these pastes, though, to consistently satisfy orders. From there, you can store up to 300 of each of the paste reagents into a hopper, which should be more than enough to get you started. Any excess paste can be stored in the bank, so you'll be able to refine a fistful of herbs while watching a show or listening to music. On screen, you'll also have 3 potion orders to choose from, and and an indicator for whether the end result needs to be concentrated, crystallized, or homogeneous. You're not going to need to memorize the alchemical tables to participate. They are convenient lab notes nearby until you do memorize them.
Until the wiki helps you memorize them.
That too. Mixing a potion is simple though. Use the levers on the mixing table to fill up the mixing vessel. Grab the unfinished potion from the mixing vessel and either concentrate, crystallize, or homogenize it at the corresponding machine to finish it off. Place your mixological masterpiece on the conveyor belt to finish your order and receive points depending on how much mox, agate, or lye you used. You'll use these points to purchase rewards, so you can always target orders that use more reagents you need for more points. You'll get the hang of this in no time.
Cool. I hate listening to new rules like that. Sounds hard.
I mean,
it probably won't be.
Yeah, generally it just, you get an order, it's all like,
and you combine stuff.
we need a little bit of each of these things, and then you just grind down the herbs and make it.
The way it's just every game, whenever you explain it, I'm like, oh god. But anyway, we can move on to rewards.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I can explain those. First is potion packs. The Alchemical Society have 3 varieties of potion packs for you to choose from. Apprentice, which requires level 60 or below. Adept, which requires level 70. And Expert, which requires level 85. Opening these packs will reward you with potions. The better the pack, the more potent the potion. Keep in mind that you won't be able to receive any potions that you lack the herb lore level to create, but they should serve as a fun way of turning stacks of herbs you'll never get through into something more usable. Next, do you want to read it? Should we go back and forth?
Sure. So we have some Aldarium and Goading potions. These are tradable.
Oh, I should have said the potion packs are untradeable, but the rewards you can trade.
Yeah. To keep the herb lore thematic going, they added some new potions to the update, the potion of Goading. This is going to make it so all the enemies within a 9x9 of the person with the potion are going to be aggressive.
That's fun for Slayer.
This not only means that you could re-aggro enemies, but you'll be able to lure enemies that normally don't pay attention to you, like dust devils. So you're not going to need to bring darts, for example.
Yeah.
Any enemy that is already aggroed against another player will not be affected, so it works just like regular combat. Also, you're only going to need 54 herb lore to use this with an unfinished Harlander potion. So, yeah, pretty easy.
Cool. Next is the Regent's Pouch, which is untradeable. Make space for your secondaries with the latest in item storing technology. Like the herb sack, this handy pouch lets you store up to 26 of all secondary ingredients, from limport roots to unicorn horns. Secondary ingredients inside the bag will be used in creating potions, so no need to remove them from the pouch. That's saving a lot of inventory space if you don't remove them.
Yeah.
Just to note, we will likely limit being able to take this into some areas of the game, as being able to craft 26 new potions inside the Inferno sounds a teeny bit broken. They hate me.
Yeah, probably.
They hate me. They don't want me to enjoy life.
Next we have the Alchemist outfit. I'm guessing, yeah, okay. So this is pretty much like every other outfit.
It's untradeable.
They have eyewear in the stylish clothing set that lets you see beyond the physical realm into the science zone.
No.
You will get a 10% chance to save a secondary whenever you're mixing potions while wearing this outfit. And for all you hardcore fashionscapers, the set contains goggles, top, legs, gloves, but only the goggles will be needed for the effect. The rest is just pure outfit.
Cool. Alchemist Amulet. It'll be untradeable. Brimming with power, this imbued version of the classic amulet can be bought with a small amount of charges on first purchase, but additional charges can be added by using standard amulets of chemistry on it. The amulet of chemistry increases the chance to mix 4-dose potions to 15%.
Huge. Because it's like 0 normally.
I think it's 10. It's actually not that crazy.
This is probably the best item in this whole
100%.
thing. This is the pre-pot device. This is tradable.
Oh,
so
yeah, it is.
This is going to make it so that you can have up to 5 different potions and drink them all at once.
So good for pre-potting.
You'll be able to fill the device using potions in your inventory or configure loadouts while at the bank, similar to how the rune pouch loadouts work. And you can save different loadouts, up to 4 of them, and reorder them however you like. Fill the device up or empty its current contents into the bank. As long as you're within bank or next to a chest, you'll be able to drink from the pre-pot device to consume all the potions from your current loadout at once.
That's fun. I love that. Next is potion storage. This is an account unlock. So this is one of the most requested items in all of Herblore, a storage solution that will finally free your bank slots from the tyranny of potions. Essentially, after unlocking this item, a new element of the bank will allow you to place potions into it without taking up standard bank slots. You'll still be able to place potions inside the regular area of the bank if you want faster access to the potions and doses. While we're still working on the finishing touches, we've still included an image showing the storage in action from an earlier working example, which they included on here. You'll be able to see a handheld of favorites. You scroll down, I missed it. Withdraw them in any quantity you like, and even withdraw vials directly from the storage interface. I think I might just use my regular bank because I'm used to it.
Yeah,
This is cool for some people because I know some people are running out of space.
Yeah, I was like, this might save you at least a couple dozen
Oh my
spaces.
God. After I got Tingaroo, I cleared out my farming tab and I have like 50 more spaces.
Yep. But that's pretty much it. That's all that there is. They can
For the Alchemical Society.
Yeah, for
that area.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty cool. I think the rewards are much better than they initially were, so that's nice.
We're about to get to one of my favorite things.
This is going to be the Colossal Worm Agility course. So I'm guessing Huey Clodel's like homie died a long time ago, and this is his corpse.
Oh my God, that's depressing.
I mean, it's a giant worm.
It is. I didn't think about that.
Initially penned as part of Varlamore's initial release, but
yeah, it was, right?
then wasn't. So this is going to be a brand new agility course. It's finally ready to be opened, and Varlamore's Grand Museum needs your help. So,
yes, read this.
This is a ton of stuff.
No, read the first sentence at least.
So Wormtongue, who happens to be an anteater, has been appointed by the museum to lead a preservation effort and save the remains of this majestic colossal worm from a rampant termite infestation.
In that picture, is that just a little anteater?
Yeah, I think so.
Why is he leading us?
Because
who is he appointed by?
It's a termite infestation. What else would he be doing?
Yeah, but why are they like, hello, Wormtongue, you're in charge? And he's like, yes, sir.
That's true. He's not a termite eater.
Yeah, he's an anteater.
Yeah.
You sound ridiculous.
That's weird.
But his age is catching up to him, and he needs your help to preserve the ancient landmark and supply him with little snacks.
Yeah. So the course is reminiscent of Shazian, for anyone that has been doing that before. There's a basic route with 50 agility and an advanced route with 62.
Oh, I didn't know Shazian had 2.
Yeah. There's an easy one that like requires like no agility.
Wow.
You'll find yourself clambering all over scaffolding on a scenic and fairly low intensity course, so you can just sit back and relax. The agility XP you're getting is going to be pretty low as far as the level range, but it's also going to be low at intensity and low obstacle animations.
Because we're getting rewards.
Yeah, but you'll be able to earn some nifty rewards that you can't get anywhere else. So to earn rewards, you'll need to bring Wormtongue every termite you can find as you run your lap of the course. There's a chance for termites to appear on some obstacles. Clicking on any of them you see will start stacking them in your inventory. So this isn't actually super AFK if you want the rewards.
Yeah, which we want the rewards.
Maybe.
I want the rewards. So first up is the Varlamore Graceful Recolor. Gather up enough termites and you can turn them in for Graceful Recolor that adds some Varlamorean flair to its base appearance. You look closely, you'll notice some regal hints of deep blues and yellows, and also that your midriff is entirely exposed. You know what they say, if you got it, flaunt it, but perhaps don't try wearing this to any particularly challenging combat. I mean, I wear my bandos, and that's basically a crop top.
Yeah, exactly.
Love the graceful. I wish it was a little bit more colorful, but it has like little feathers on the top, which is cute. And I like that it shows off your midriff. That's cute too. But I wish it was more colorful too.
I could see myself wearing the top and the bottom and then changing everything else.
Yeah. The top and the bottom go cute together.
Honestly, if you wore the top and the bottom, you could probably still wear all black and it would look good.
Look dope, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has most of the black graceful, but not the cape, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Talk about what you'd be able to get. And I'm so jealous.
Yeah, so there's another squirrel transmog. So if you don't like the black squirrel that you can get from a sepulcher, then you can maybe get this bone squirrel.
The bone squirrel?
Yeah, so this is going to be obviously just from this event only. You're going to need to catch a ton of termites, I'm sure, in order to actually get it, but it is literally just a skeletal squirrel.
I love him. I want you to get this. That's so freaking cute. Now I really want the agility pen. Yeah. Those are the 2 rewards from the worm agility course, and then of course you're going to be getting some XP as well.
Yeah, I wonder, it'd be, I think, cool, and I would be more incentivized to give it a longer try if you could also get like some of the prayer stuff from there.
Oh, like the blessed shards.
Yeah.
I could see that being a thing somehow. I don't know how. Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up on it, on the roadmap is Curse of Arav. I saw you
Yeah.
scrolling up. No, this one doesn't have a dedicated blog. This is in another blog.
Yeah, so the Curse of Arrav is, like I said, they even downplayed it in the showcase, saying that it was really just a like pathway.
They even say right here it's another important step in the Majorat storyline.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you're not
kind of
hyping
like
it
a
up.
gateway drug for an actual good quest.
But I like questing, so.
Yeah, so this is going to be part of one of the more iconic storylines, part of the Majorat. We've been advancing this story recently with Gothic Sleeps and DT2, but there's going to be a new installment. So the Curse of Arrav is another important step, like you said, and we're going to be exploring Zamorgul's fortress stronghold, which is from the undead zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can learn more about the mysterious Majorat and uncovering this legendary beef with the hero Arrav.
Yeah, they have like drama.
Yeah, but honestly, that's pretty much all they tell us. If you don't want to know the requirements and the rewards, we're about to go over them.
Yes. So quest requirements, it will require completion of Defender of Varrock as well as Troll Romance for some reason. And for levels, it will require 64 mining, 62 range, 62 thieving, 61 agility, 58 strength, 37 slayer, and a recommended combat level of at least 80.
Relatively high requirements
What is
because
a master
this is a
tier?
master
Yeah.
tier quest.
Sorry, I forgot to say that part.
The rewards though are also master
I
tier.
like the rewards.
So this is going to be 2 quest points, 40,000 mining, thieving, and agility,
I don't have 99 thieving and agility, so that's why I like these rewards.
and access to Zamorgul's fortress. The basement houses higher level variants of the armored zombies. I'm guessing with a higher chance of the zombie axe.
They confirm it right there. They say with an increased chance.
Oh, well, there you go. That was a good guess, huh? They
I
also,
don't know if Robert read these blogs.
I didn't. They also dropped the new zombie helmet. Who knows? This is actually an okay helmet. I don't know who would use this, but someone will. It sits between a dwarven helmet and an Inquis helmet, such as as far as crush focused helmets go. So
That
yeah,
could be nice for like, who uses Crush? Arachnis?
yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
Nightmare?
Yeah, I think all the bosses that drop crush items.
Yeah.
Also, I think this is kind of weird.
Okay.
So it requires 50 strength and 50 defense, which isn't that weird, but it requires 70 smithing and an anvil to fix it.
Oh.
It feels like
As
pretty.
an iron, how do you feel?
Yeah, I was like, that feel. Honestly, I mean,
There's a master quest.
getting your smithing that high isn't hard, but like having such a low requirement and then such a high skilling requirement, I'm like,
It is weirdly.
it's kind of weird.
Rather than focusing on the 70 being high, I think it's weird that the 50 is required to wield it. It should be higher to wield it, maybe.
Honestly, the defenses are pretty low. It's honestly not a good helmet, so I think the smithing should just be like 60.
Yeah.
70 just seems like a little weirdly high. It doesn't matter, honestly. This is kind of semantic at this point, but it's
They
just
may change that, though.
yeah, it's just a little high for some reason.
Okay. Well, that is it for the Curse of Arav. Really not too much there. Next, though, we have Wrathmaw, the
Wrathmaw.
Wilderness World Boss.
Yeah, there was actually quite a bit of drama around this because
Was
of
there?
PvP content.
I think they even said during it, I'm sure we'll get to it as well, that this will not affect PVM at all.
Yeah, there's
So,
actually going to be no PVM rewards from
There's not
this.
even PVM rewards, so don't complain.
But that's not the drama I was referring to.
Oh?
So
Should you wait or tell me now?
the drama is in reference to Mod Manked, the primary PvP developer, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
So people had seen almost immediately after this that Mod Manked had changed their name to
Oh, their RuneScape name.
Wrathmaw.
Why is that drama? I would do the same thing if I were
That's
them.
drama because people had assumed that he did it for malicious reasons.
Oh, to like sell it?
To sell it. Because like he knew the boss would be coming out.
Yeah.
And so he took the name.
I mean, I feel like he probably can't get away with that.
No.
Because he's a mod.
He even went on to talk about it because yeah, people had obviously been upset about this.
Yeah.
But he said it's because he invented this
Yeah,
boss,
that'd be like if I invented something, I'd want to name myself after it too. That'd
and
be cool.
he was proud that he had invented what would be the first world boss in
Oh,
RuneScape.
that's
So
actually so cool for him.
he claimed
Well,
the name of Wrathmaw.
yeah, I don't think that's a big deal at all.
Yeah, so people were pretty upset about it.
That's so
I don't know
funny.
how people feel about it now.
You know what's funny
I
is
didn't really care
they're
then
probably
either.
upset because they wanted to do that and sell
Maybe, yeah,
it.
maybe. But anyways, Wrathmaw is taken as a name.
Yeah. So our aims with Wrathmaw, they were simple: to recreate the magic of breaches from Deadman with a regularly scheduled hotspot, which encourages PvP content long after the boss has fallen. So the boss itself doesn't need to be mechanically demanding. We plan for it to require overhead prayers, but not much else. It'll spawn a variety of wilderness locations so that players of different levels and account types can join the chaotic fun. Lastly, we want the rewards to feed into PvP and the wider game. This is a different approach to previous wilderness updates, but we think the economic benefits are worth shaking up. So let's get into it. Wrathmaw.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the random pit idea from the other
I
week,
love
and I was
that.
like, what if there's just a bunch of pits in the wilderness? You could just throw stuff in there, and
Wrathmaw's like,
has a higher
"Ah!"
chance of coming out of that pit.
Wait, that would be really good. I could see that being a thing.
Anyway, so Wrathmaw, there's some pictures you can check out. With it looks like a
An angry tree stump.
it kind of looks like, I forgot the name of it, but for anyone that's seen Star Wars, you know that thing that they're gonna send Luke into in the sand that like eats all the people. That's what it looks like, but it like comes out. It looks like a
It reminds me of a Demogorgon from Stranger Things, a little bit.
yeah. It's essentially
But in
just
the ground.
uh, or like if you've seen Tremors, you seen the
No.
movie? Oh, there's giant worms in the sand. Anyways, anything that you've seen come out of the sand that looks like a giant worm with a
Whoa,
mouth,
it's gonna be huge. I didn't notice it compared to the person.
yeah, it's a giant worm.
Why did I think it was gonna be the size of a tree stump?
No, this is probably the
Oh, that's
size.
gonna be cool.
This is gonna be as tall as like 4 players and as wide as like 5.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Also, they do have some talks about what actual, early design and stuff like that would be. So they're looking for mechanics that are simple to outmaneuver and extremely well telegraphed. Because they'll be easy to avoid, we plan on making them reasonably punishing. This is pretty typical. I think it's typical for people to just like get one shot at world bosses if they aren't paying attention, and this might be the case here as well. So you'll need a full complement of protection prayers, as well as also being savvy wilderness explorers. Lastly, it's likely that the boss will have some sort of teleblock move intended to make it longer to bank and come back. This should avoid scenarios where the meta becomes bringing as little risk as possible and constantly resetting.
Yeah, fair.
If you've experienced world bosses in other titles, you'll know that they share one characteristic as an absolute shed load of hit points. We're looking to do the same here, potentially in the 5-figure range, meaning 10,000 health or more. Ideally, we want to give as many players as possible the opportunity to get involved, so we want our bosses to stick around for a little while.
Wow.
Like the Revenant Maledictus, multiple players will be able to attack the boss even if it spawns in a single combat area.
Ooh, if it spawns in single combat, I'm more confident going.
Yeah.
One player could kill me. It's fine.
They also do talk about locations and where it can spawn.
Yeah, so similar to breaches all over the world, Wrathmaw will appear and reappear at set locations throughout the wilderness. To discourage constant world hopping, we plan to avoid having a world boss appear in some world or other at all hours of the day. Instead, we want these spawns to feel like big community events, something for you and your friends to look forward to after work or at a specific time on the weekend. With that in mind, we'll be aiming for an infrequent spawn rate, likely somewhere in the 3-a-day ballpark we used for breaches in the past. Historically, these have been 3, 11, and 20 BST to keep things fair for players across the time zones. This frequency also helps control the influx of rewards, which means they'll retain a higher value and make the boss more profitable overall. Now, knowing when the boss is spawning is one thing, knowing where it will spawn is another. We have an entire wilderness to play with, and we plan to spread Wrathmaw spawns all over it. You may find yourself tackling the boss in the deep wildy, low-level wildy, single combat, or multi-combat zones, so be prepared for anything. And they have a picture showing all the spawn locations that we're considering. There's a lot.
It
It is
seems
all over.
like the lowest level that it's willing to spawn at is just below Ferox Enclave.
Yeah, which is pretty low in itself. That's like 12, right?
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's gonna spawn in a variety of places. They also have over 150 members worlds to choose from. It's difficult to get that community event feeling when the player base is spread across so many different worlds. So we'll be restricting the world boss spawns to a small number of worlds. As it stands, they're aiming for 3 dedicated Wrathmaw worlds. One of the Bounty Hunter worlds, and one of the general PvP worlds, and
And I'm assuming
that's
one
it.
regular world. They're just not saying that.
Yeah, so there's gonna be, I don't know if they're saying there's gonna be 5, like 3, and then those 2.
No, I think that they're saying they're going to do 3 dedicated worlds, including 1 bounty hunter, 1 PvP, and then 1 normal. It could be 5,
I don't think
though.
so
The way they worded this is kind of weird.
because of the commas, it seems like they're gonna have 3 dedicated worlds, and this is also gonna spawn in the Bounty Hunter worlds
Oh.
and the PvP worlds.
You're right, and they can't be dedicated worlds if they're already dedicated PvP worlds.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
This is also gonna be enabled in Permanent Deadman 345 since it's separate from the main game.
Cool. We want to make finding the boss simple no matter what world you're in, so we're considering a number of signposting options. Simplest is a notice board in Ferox Enclave or Edgeville, which lets you check the world boss has appeared. We're also open to using in-game broadcasts in worlds where the boss is about to spawn, which will of course be toggleable. So now we know how to find a boss spawn and what we're in for. It's time for you to consider the all-important question. Poll question. Should we add the bonus boss to the game as described in the blog? Its rewards will be pulled at a later date. But speaking of rewards, I mean,
okay.
the thing is, I see no reason to vote no. I thought you were going to speak. I wish that there was more spawns, though. We were talking about this. I don't think 3 is enough. Because some people are going to get all 3. I feel bad for people who work.
I was gonna say that, but I don't know, because if you want them to drop something useful,
Well, should we talk about the rewards first?
I mean-
Honestly, I don't know what the rewards are.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you want them to drop something useful, you can't have them spawning every hour.
Mm-hmm.
That being
Well,
said,
I've been like 4 times a day.
I think if he spawns 3 to 5 times a day, that would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it would be smart to increase the amount of times he spawns and decrease the HP over time.
Oh, maybe.
Because less people are going to be excited, so reaching the 10,000 HP is going to take even longer, because assumedly less people are going to go to it. And also, again, because it's not such an event, there's not going to be as many people, so it's okay to spawn it more often.
Yeah.
But that's just generally my idea and what
Okay.
I've seen to like kind of work, but I don't know. It's also weird that stuff always drops from the boss, which is kind of
Yeah, which we're going to get into a little
uncommon for other world bosses in other games.
bit. So, rewards, we are going to start off with Wrathmaw's Teeth. So these will be awarded based on how much damage a player contributes to the kill. These mechanisms let us distribute loot to multiple players with ease and encourage would-be combatants to get involved even if other players have already started the fight. Teeth are required for all their rewards, but they're tradable, so you can always buy more if you don't feel like diving back into the fray. Do you want to read this example of how they distribute it?
Yeah, so
It looks overwhelming.
there can be up to 220 teeth per boss. So the MVP is going to get 20 teeth plus the supply drop. I'm just going to say that the top 4 that I'm going to list all get a supply drop.
Mm-hmm.
High contributors, which are going to be 2 to 10 players, in terms of damage dealt, it's going to be a hierarchy of most damage down to least damage.
Mm-hmm.
So 2nd to 10th place is going to get 10 teeth. Medium contributors, which is 11 to 30th place, will get 4 teeth. And then everyone else, low contributors 31 to 60, are going to get 1 tooth. If you're not in the top 60, you don't get a drop.
You might as well quit the game.
Yeah. Capping rewards like this lets us figure out the maximum possible number of teeth entering the game each day and adjusting values accurately.
Yeah. This is one of those things that they're definitely going to be hotfixing day one.
Yeah, this is a really, really, really low number. Like, I don't even know how many reallys I can add on there to emphasize how low of a number this is, but it is really low.
I think it's going to get changed 100%.
And this is because
The math
if you
saw?
were the number 1 most godly damage at this boss 3 times a day, all day, you'd get 60 teeth.
I just read ahead about how much thing costs.
Yeah, brother.
Okay, so just keep the 60 teeth in mind while we say the other rewards.
And this
maybe?
is a no-life Jamer that is playing all day because you got to catch
every 8 hours.
You got to catch 3 spawns a day and be the most damage.
Okay, so keep that in mind. 60. Okay, next up is amplifying. Amplifiers are a great way for you to add thing A to thing B to make it stronger, and in this specific case, it refers to combining teeth with other items, creating new ones while sometimes seeking the component part. Yes, this is where we get into the part of our aims around reward feeding into the wider game's economy while we still have a PvP outlet, yada yada. Syncing items via amplifying means their value as drops obtained via PvM will likely increase, while also leading to bigger payday if you secured one from a kill in PvP.
Yeah, so essentially what they're talking about is like if you are using an AGS, you get the AGS like normal, and then you turn it into a completely different item that is not usable in PvM anymore, essentially. Like removing it from the economy.
Yeah, and it's better at PvP now.
Yeah.
You get into the full part.
Yeah, so they say while the component items we've selected tend to be more common in PvP, some of the boosts we have in mind could extend their use to the other areas of the game. So it's not going to be exclusively for PvP, but they are all going to be focused on it.
Yeah.
So the amplification. This is the part where we're talking about that's expensive.
60 a day.
60 a day if you're the most craziest gamer. So purchasing an amplifier from an NPC using teeth is going to take 1,000 for a weapon amplifier, 20 for a tome or a shield amplifier, and it's also going to take the necessary item and the amplifier to the brand new volcanic forge. Sacrifice the items and amplifier to create an improved item, which is tradable. So this uses 5,000 Revenant Ether as well in order to activate the item, at which point it'll no longer require Ether to charge. On a PvP death where the item is protected, it will become inactive and require 5,000 more Revenant Ether to reactivate. 3,750 of that Ether will go to whoever killed you, and the remaining 1,250 will vanish into nothing.
Into the ether.
Yep. So on a PvP death where the item isn't protected, whoever killed you will receive the inactive version of the weapon or the item. 3,750 Revenant Ether goes to the PCare and 1,250 is removed.
So you're getting 60 teeth a day and it costs 1,000 for the weapon. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to do stuff from far away. That is
17 days.
17 days of you being the top person killing it, and you're there for every single time.
Yeah, 3 times a day. Okay, assuming you
have to be the highest damage.
Assuming you're a regular, very good / lucky player, you'd get 20 a day because you're not there all day.
Yeah.
Which would take you, 20 divided by 1,000. That's 50. So it would take you 50 days to amplify one weapon. Assuming you get MVP every time you see the boss.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not MVP every time you see the boss, it'll take more than 50 days, which is a long time.
It's all a long time. I think that they're going to reward more teeth.
Either that, or these are just going to
be
incredibly renowned weapons.
I mean, maybe they will be, but it sucks for irons.
Honestly, it would be kind of cool if this was the case.
Yeah, I wonder. So amplified weaponry. First is the Armadyl Godsword. Special attack accuracy bonus increases from 100% to 200%. On special attack hit, reduce your attack delay by 1 tick before your next hit. So that means that you'd hit 5 ticks down from 6 after a successful special attack. Amplified Volatile Nightmare Staff. Special attack accuracy bonus increases from 50% to 150%. On special attack hit, reduce your attack delay by 1 tick before your next hit. And the Dark Bow. Attack rate reduced from 9 ticks to 6 ticks. Special attack damage is uncapped. In absolute maximum gear, this would give the special attack a 52 to 52 max hit, or 54 to 54 with the Slayer Helm while on task.
Yeah, that's really high.
So they're all just boosted.
Yeah, so also the Dark Bow would be a 5 tick on rapid.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't read that one right.
Yeah, so that's a really high spec. That's 104 damage spec, which is really high.
It probably won't work outside the wilderness, but if it does, that would be huge for Leviathan.
I wonder, yeah,
Nope,
if
that's
that,
not the wrong. That's the wrong bow. I'm thinking web weaver.
yeah, still, it would be a very
There's something
strong,
good.
it would be a very strong spec weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really, really high. But that's cool. I don't know. Generally, I think these are cool. Also, you did mention Iron Man's earlier. Honestly, if you're PvPing as an Iron Man, you're a savage, and I
You
kind
just
of
do it to
just,
spite people.
yeah, I kind of just don't care about
You
PvP as an Iron Man.
scare me. You do it just for the thrill.
Yeah, it's gonna take you a long time, but you're a PvP Iron Man, so you're already like
You're
got
invested.
something going on in the brain. So,
True.
that's I think that's pretty cool. These are really
These
really
are pretty
strong.
chill, yeah.
And if you kill someone with this, or if you kill someone that has this, you're gonna feel like you just won the lottery.
And you could trade them in.
And
You
they're
can
gonna
sell
be
them.
these. I'm sure these are gonna be like
So expensive.
really expensive.
Oh yeah. That's cool. It's actually very cool.
Yeah, you know, the only unfortunate thing is anytime, and this is definitely going to happen, anytime that this boss spawns in multi, I guarantee
Clans.
it's going to be camped by a clan and they're going to feed it to one guy. Probably.
Oh, and then split it.
Yeah, one guy and then split the profit, or that one guy's just going to be like the owner of the clan or whatever.
Whenever it spawns in single, I might be kind of enticed to give it a shot. Because if
Honest-
there's enough people, because it's only going to be in a few worlds.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that the first weapon is going to be real world traded.
Probably.
I
mean, there's no way for us
I
to
can
find that
almost
out.
guarantee the first person that gets this item is going to have bought it from a clan.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I could see that.
They're gonna buy it for like $1,000 at
Jesus.
least.
All
Because
right.
I mean, think about 50 days, bro.
I think that I 100% think that they're going to change it so that people are going to get faster.
Yeah, yeah,
Not too fast because they are going to be like super busted.
yeah.
But that's like kind of crazy.
Even if they doubled it, that would still take quite a long time. No lifing it, it would still take you, 8 or 9 days, which is still a really long time.
I think that's better.
And that's no lifing it, or 25 days for a normal good player.
I think that's a fair grind probably for PvP.
Yeah, or it depends on how rare they want these to be.
Yeah.
Because they are very powerful.
So we've narrowed this list down to 3 from a long list in hopes that people won't feel forced to participate in PvP if it's not their scene. We're also focusing on accuracy and DPS buffs rather than max hit increases, so that these items feel like less of a Hail Mary and more of a momentum swing. The reduced attack delay upkeeps momentum on a successful hit, which feels like a suitable trade-off in power for anyone brave enough to sink 2 Armadyl God Swords and 5,000 teeth.
Wait, it's 2?
I'm wondering now, so you have to use it.
Oh, wait.
I didn't see. Oh, sacrifice. Okay.
Okay, so I thought that they need to
I thought you
word
just have to
this
have
way
one.
better, because they make it seem like it says sacrifice item and amplifier to improve item.
But they said the items. But they don't say.
Wait.
They never. Okay, I don't know if that's a typo. Because they didn't say that, right?
What? Why would you need?
I
Okay,
think you
so
need to. I think they're tripping.
either it's working, it would work how in my brain it says it works, which is, let's say you throw a amplifier and an AGS into a pot and out comes the new improved AGS. Or what they're saying is you throw the AGS, the amplifier, and then out comes an item that you slap on to an AGS
Oh, it could be that.
that then converts that new AGS.
Because you sacrificed the first item.
I guess so.
Oh, so you do need to. No, I completely misunderstood that. Wow. Okay, so it makes sense that it's super rare then.
Yeah.
Dang.
I guess so, yeah. So, yeah, you'd sacrifice, throw both of the items in the pot, and it would give you an item that can then amplify whatever item you slap it onto.
Wow.
That's way more expensive, especially if you're looking at stuff like the Nightmare Staff. I mean, the Dark Bow's worth nothing, so...
Well, it's probably worth something now.
Yeah, definitely, stonks, so...
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
If you are happy to risk it... Oh, I missed a message. Or not message, a paragraph. The Amplified Dark Bow is a little different. Increasing its attack rate the way we have means they'll fire 2 arrows every 5 ticks, equivalent to 1 arrow every 2.5 ticks. It actually performs the Magic Short Bow from a DPS perspective. Outperforms. They'll be weaker than a Bofa and Crystal Armor. We think this is a fitting upgrade for an iconic item with 90 Slayer requirement and takes it from a niche PvP weapon to a serious contender in some common setups. Keep in mind, though, that most players won't be bringing their max range gear into danger zones like the wilderness. The people who are, you want to stay away from them. They're
Also,
scary.
I mean, I low-key don't even care about how many arrows per second it shoots. It's like one of the highest KO weapons in the game
I
with
didn't know
this
that,
enhancement.
to be honest. People talk about it's a PvP weapon, but I'm like,
Well, I mean, it
I'm
already
PvP.
has a pretty high hit, but I think the max is 30-30.
Oh, okay.
But this uncaps it. I mean, that's obviously probably wrong. I don't PvP, but it's, not as high as 50-50, which would be just, a straight up KO.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of whenever the Nightmare Staff first came out and people like bought the Nightmare Staff and the Harmonized Orb for like 3 bill and then like one shot KO to like a lot of people.
Jesus.
That kind of reminds me of this, but
We'll see how busted it really is.
yeah. And also it says if you're happy to risk it all 3 amped weapons will do 25% more damage against the world boss.
Fun.
So that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Also not cool. Actually, I thought about it for literally a split
The people
second.
who have the most teeth are gonna keep getting more
Yeah,
teeth.
I'm all like, wait. So 25% more damage, and I mean,
They have to have a reason to grind it, but it sucks for everyone else.
yeah. So that
Your
means
weapon's
like
gonna take forever.
if a clan gets 2 of them, there's almost 100% chance that
You'll
one
never get
one of them is
PvP.
going to be MVP. So
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get it eventually. It's just going to take way longer because one of those 2 guys is going to get it every time.
Big true.
And then they'll just farm more and more and more until
It's
everyone
like the
has
rich get
one.
richer.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Also, she goes without saying, all 3 weapons will get a slight visual upgrade upon amplification, so people will know what's coming and you'll look dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these next items are for people that want to amplify on a budget, and
Not
that-
1,000.
yeah, so that means amplify tomes. So the Tome of Fire has a long occupied staple in PvP. It's really good, especially for like we were just talking about the Nightmare Staff. So this is because it boosts things like Fire Surge alongside tele blocking in the standard spellbook, making it for great potent magic DPS, especially if you are a Tribrid. Similarly, the Mage's spellbook occasionally shows up in less tanky setups, and also with its additional magic damage and accuracy, it is still pretty good. The Mage's Tome of Fire, or Water if you like, requires a Mage book and a Tome of Fire or Water to create.
Okay. Oh, so you're combining them.
Yeah, so you need a Tome of Fire or a Mage's book in order to make an enhanced Tome of Fire.
With the Mage book bonuses.
Yeah.
So this will provide plus 18 magic accuracy, plus 2 magic damage, and the usual elemental boost associated with the elemental tomes.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool. You're combining 2 of them.
Yeah, I could see a lot of people going for this over the amped weapon first.
Well, yeah.
Because it's only 20 teeth. Which I mean, even an Andy.
It's only 20?
Yeah, even an Andy that just goes out there with like a regular weapon and fairly low risk can get this in like, a few days probably.
That's nice, actually. That's a pretty cool one.
So that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah. Next is amplified shields.
They did say that it only costs 20 teeth. Unprotected death gives whoever killed you 10 teeth and the rest will be lost.
Okay. And there's no ether to activate them.
Yeah. Way less requirement.
Yeah. Next is amplified shields. So the odium and malediction wards have existed in OS for more than a decade without any sort of souping up. And conveniently they look very similar to another iconic shield, the Toxquetzil. You can probably see where we're going with this. For the first time, we are letting you combine these shields with the power of augmentation to create a tri-bridge shield, an offensive focus variant with extremely limited defenses, the Trinity Ward. That's a really good name for it. I remember seeing something with shields, but this is when I started zoning out the Summer Summit. This is very cool.
Yeah, this is kind of cool.
Will you go over the stats because I hate reading them? Or I guess it says not paragraph.
Yeah, so the requirements is 60 range, strength, and mage. It's also going to give you strength bonus in line with a Dragon Defender, so no loss there. 2 additional range, strength, and accuracy over the Odium, and magic accuracy smack dab in the middle of the Malediction Ward and the Mage's Book. It's not up to do much defensively, but it's a great start point for cutting down people, and this is going to make your switches a lot easier for people that are struggling with that.
This is a really good starters thing to have.
Yeah, and again, this only costs 20 teeth, just like everything else, and 10 are lost if you lose it.
Awesome. And this will be tradable.
Yes, this is tradable.
Yes. Next is the Revenant Ether. So 5,000 Revenant Ether to charge a weapon is a lot, as we said.
Yeah.
We've had no shortage of feedback telling us that the upkeep cost of other weapons are too time consuming, leading to players obtaining these rare drops and being unable to use them effectively. This update brings two solutions for this long-standing issue. So first, the ability to trade your teeth or ether weapon with an NPC in the Revenant Caves on any world. We're not certain whether we'll use the Emblem Trader or a new NPC for this, but in either case, don't ask what their plans are for these teeth. They're doing some real freaky naughty things.
Okay.
The exchange rate is 1 tooth for 2,000 Revenant Ether.
That's a lot, dude.
Which might sound like a lot until you remember that there's a hard cap of 3,300 teeth entering the game per day. This limits incoming Revenant Ether to a mere 6.6 million a day, a tiny proportion of the volume currently traded between players. This is hardly a high-yielding Ether farming strategy, but will serve as a nice way to mix up the grind. For the players most affected by Ether shortages, gold is no longer an issue, which is why we have seen so many suggestions for a second Ether alleviating proposal. Allow players to chisel ancient statuettes for Revenant Ether. The output is as follows, please.
Yeah, so
I'm struggling to read right now.
The cheapest ancient emblem is going to be normally worth 500k, and you can chisel it for 1,000 Ether. Or the most expensive, which is normally worth 16 million GP, you can chisel it for 32,000 Ether.
That's a lot.
So this change lets you choose between resources, or lets you choose between two resources for your follow-up rare drops after obtaining a Revenant weapon, which should help considerably with upkeep. So, I guess that's okay. I'd have to check how much Ether is worth.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's worth a bit.
It's not much, I don't think.
I don't know.
Because I buy it sometimes to like refill weapons, but honestly, I don't pay attention to the price because I'm a main.
I've only ever bought Ether in order to make like Ether bracelets.
The bracelet, yeah.
So I can high alch them.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. This seems kind of interesting. I still think that 1 tooth for 2,000 Ether is too much. Because I mean, 10, which is like not crazy to get, especially as the days go on, or if you're playing in the middle of the night or something. I feel like that's not super unreasonable to get. Is 10 teeth.
It's a lot of Ether.
Yeah, that's a lot of Ether. 20,000 Ether. That's a lot.
Jesus.
But I mean, I guess you could be losing a lot as well. So this could be nice,
true, yeah.
I guess, for PvPers that die a lot.
Additional rewards?
Yeah, so teeth alone won't flesh out the loot table. So we've gone through other offerings as well. So this is a new offering, a Blighted Ceradomin Bruise.
I had no idea we didn't have these.
Yeah,
I just thought I never got them as drops.
This never existed, at least not a blighted version. So the aim is to reduce the entry cost of wilderness content by lowering the cost of your supplies. And this means that if you're only comfortable risking 500k GP, then you won't have a quarter of it taken up by potions and food.
It's very annoying.
So the top 60 contributors of the world boss will receive an average about 30 blighted Ceradomin Brews, so we'll see a healthy number of them enter the game. That's a lot.
That is a lot. So it's going to get really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, that's
cool.
What was that, like 1,800 brews?
I'm not doing that math.
Yeah, that's 1,800 brews every kill. That's a
nice.
lot. The loot table will also feature other blighted supplies, including super restores, ice sacks, mana rays, crab teleports, rune pouches noted, and amulets of wrath.
The rune pouch note is rare.
Yeah, and amulets of wrath are new.
Yeah, so if you're looking to get an extra boost to your kill contribution, you should consider seeing what Ava makes of those teeth. Why does that sound so suggestive? So using one of Ava's new trinkets, purchasable for, you guessed it, teeth, a ball of string, and 5,000 Revenant Ether, you'll be able to create a new amulet which boasts identical stats to an Amulet of Glory, alongside plus 15% bonus damage against Wrathmaw. Additionally, you'll be able to use a check option on the amulet to see the boss's location if there's one active in the world. On death in PvP, the amulet and 5,000 Ether will be lost, with 3,750 going to whoever killed you, and the other 1,250 being removed from the game. She sounds pretty busted. Yeah, being able to tell you where it is, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really good. And also the 50% damage is huge.
Well, yeah.
And then lastly, there's the Deep Wildy teleport. So this new teleport will let you teleport safely beyond level 30 Wildy. So this means if you are at the Agility Arena course and you see a red dot appear, you can just use this and then not even have to deal with seeing them.
Well, you also have to have been out of combat for 20 seconds.
Yes. So
And it has
actually,
a very long animation.
Actually, it wouldn't work at the agility arena.
I was like, those Skeletors are going to attack you.
Yes, and they said it lasts about 5 seconds is how long the animation takes to cast this. So you can get knocked out of the animation and it put into combat, and then it won't work.
Yeah, but still kind of cool.
Yeah. So I kind of hate it, but I guess if you're gonna,
I like it.
If you're gonna go do like the flinch method at Chaos Ellie, this would be kind of cool. Maybe.
There you go.
Probably not, but maybe.
I was thinking just doing clue scrolls.
Yeah, I guess so.
They
but,
do have a survey.
Yeah, that's it. You can check out the survey though.
Yeah. Sorry, I like jumped the gun there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's it. They do have a survey. You know, they ask about like how much you PK. Do you like the idea of the world boss? If you like the idea of a world boss in general, all of these questions you can answer. They have a little built-in survey. It only takes like 5 minutes, and
go do it if you are interested.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Wrathmaw, I'm not opposed to it. I don't think I'll really try it, but it's one of those things where I feel kind of like I was complaining for no reason if I complained, to be honest. It doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah, I think it's okay. It's not my favorite implementation of a world boss, but
I wish it had a couple more spawns. But that's whatever.
Yeah. All right, so it is the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And we have nothing new to update because there's still a ton left to go over.
Yeah, thank God we have nothing new. Let's get into it. League 5 Raging Echoes.
Raging Echoes. So, they do have like a bunch of stuff very similar to last time.
Yeah, they're explaining how Leagues works and what Leagues is, really.
Yeah, they have a full in-depth thing if you've never played before. Essentially, areas are locked and then you unlock them by getting points and doing tasks such as chopping down trees or killing bosses. It's Iron Man mode, so there's no trading, vastly accelerated XP rates, and you get relics, which as you unlock more will increase your character's power or make things easier.
Yeah, it gets crazy at the end last year.
Yeah, and you do all this in efforts to get rewards, which they haven't showed us, but
they showed one.
Yeah.
It's down. So, okay, something I noticed on their blog that, Robert, you haven't seen, is they have a tab that says rewards that has no pictures, but if you scroll down, they say rewards.
Oh, that's cool.
It's weird. I think that maybe they meant, like, rewards in leagues, where the only reward is, like, nothing. You'll keep your pets in the next years.
What I'm guessing is they're going to update the blog. This same blog.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyways, for anyone that isn't familiar, you can use your points you get throughout the league, you know, by doing those tasks that I just mentioned, to buy things such as, you know, interesting teleports home that change the way they look, or
wait, are we
rugs.
reading all the rewards right now?
No.
Okay, cool. I was like, wait, spoilers.
No. This is just in general. Yeah, so you can get interesting teleports, stuff to decorate your house and stuff like that. But this time it's going to be a little bit different. I don't know how at all. But yeah, where we can jump into it and see what's new.
Yeah, so instead of rotating out content and rule sets, we plan to build on the League experience with each iteration. All the best parts will stick around alongside new additions, which make Leagues even more fun to play, which I like.
I was about to say, yeah, I think I like this more than
building on perfection.
Being like, oh, I liked Shattered Relics, and then they get rid of it, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll never like that again.
Yeah, and Trailblazer was like everyone's favorite, so that's why they did Trailblazer Reloaded, and now they're kind of just adjusting Trailblazer more so. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So we're keeping the area lock system as a core part of Leagues while finding ways to enhance it with each iteration, and we're pretty excited about our approach to Leagues 5. This time we've added a new area tier options in Varlamore. You'll be able to access everything from Part 1, as well as the Huikodal, the Herbal Activity, and everything that Part 2 has to offer. Prioritize which tasks to do and which relics to build out your account with is a League staple, and Raging Echoes will be no different, especially when we add a few new features into the mix.
I actually remember exactly what is cool about this. So they have some combat masteries. So these are going to be the new core of your combat power. The system complements the relic system to give you greater control over your battle buffs, progress in the league, advance your combat mastery alongside your relics, and choose new effects and boosts. We'll share more about this later. They really give no information on this. I'm guessing it's just like they said,
melee range magic again.
Yeah, like melee range magic, like additional things, so that you're not choosing between relics that are cool for skilling and relics that are cool for combat. Because really, they're like in the past, every single league they've made you choose. It's like, oh, do you really want to do skilling and it not suck? Or do you really want to do combat?
Or do you really want to not run out of run?
Yeah.
That was this tricky one.
Or it's like, do you really want all of, TOA to be trivial because you took this one ranged node or something like that. Like everyone chose the combat ones unless you were like, straight up a skiller.
I think that they kind of had the where usually the skilling was in the same tier until later on they kind of added a mixed bag.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe this is to combat that, but we'll
Choosing
see.
relics is so much fun though. Like trying to debate what's better. We had so much fun doing that last year. I'm
Yeah,
excited for it again.
it's unfortunate because one of the things that made it less fun was like you already knew which areas you were going to unlock based on what you were going for. If you were going for melee, you had to unlock Bandos, you had to unlock Torva, all of that stuff. But
That might change a little
this
bit.
is actually going to change a lot.
Yeah. Before we get into that ominous statement, so we'll start with Echo Boss variants.
No, this is it.
This is it, isn't it? I was really hot and zoning out this part of the Summer Summit. This year, we're unleashing enhanced bosses into the world, one in each area. They may seem familiar at first glance, but each new boss will have slightly different mechanics, keeping on your toes if you want to be within a good chance of getting the best loot. That's right, not only do they have new moves, they have new loot to boot, and it's stuff you've never seen in OS before. Some of these items may serve similar purposes to one we've seen before, like the strong ranged weapon we're adding to the Calfight Queen's drop table, which competes with the best in slot gear found in other regions, so comparable to T-Bow is what they're implying here.
Yeah.
These new items should shake up the area meta, encouraging intrepid exploiters.
Intrepid
I don't know how to pronounce
explorers.
that. To try new regions and new activities. We'll be sharing which items drop before we launch, so you'll have plenty of time to think through your approach. We can't wait to see the diverse builds you all come up with. So yeah, usually like Robert said, like I was melee last year, so I was like, okay, well I have to have God War Dungeon. Like that's not a choice. And now you can just go wherever.
Yeah. This is
That's
actually
so cool.
really, really interesting because maybe not go wherever, but it, I don't know if it's going to be a really big thing whether they do or don't reveal what these new bosses are going to drop because they teased like, what's it called? They teased DKs dropping something interesting.
Yeah.
Because before, Fremnik isn't a really good area. Like, it really doesn't drop almost anything besides, obviously, the rings.
I think there's something else that we're not thinking of, but
I don't think... I mean, the jaw...
the jaw.
Okay, just a weird moment to bully me in the middle of the podcast. But, yeah, so there wasn't a ton of reason for people to choose it. So a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
So if they're like, oh, you might want to choose it because we're gonna drop like one of the best in slot melee weapons, then people are like, oh, maybe I should just choose this. Even if they just only said that,
Yeah.
that would be enough for people to consider it.
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun because I want to go to Varlamore because I'd like to practice Coliseum to be honest. But I'm like, I didn't really feel like there was any point of doing Varlamore if I can't get any like good weapons that I'd need there.
Yeah.
And now this makes it be like, okay, maybe Varlamore would be fine then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, tasks and relics are remaining the same. Not the same exact order or anything like that, but the idea of them. So
The system of them.
you do additional tasks to get points, and then once you get to certain thresholds, you unlock relics.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be like you find them on the ground or anything like that. You're just going to level them up, same as last year.
And there will be new relics this year. Choosing relics is so much fun. I can't wait. Main game rewards. So after the league ends, you'll be able to spend your league points in the main game league rewards store. These rewards are purely cosmetic, and unless otherwise stated, they are tradable as well. So there's going to be more on the proposed rewards later, and they're also going to pull them, of course. Some little sneak peeks behind the curtain are a league-specific banner, home telly animation scroll and outfit, equipment ornament kits, 2 POH house reskins, a new portal nexus, and a death animation override. And they do have one example that's a Venator bow recolor or skin.
Yeah, it's definitely a skin.
Describe it. I love it.
So it's like a pinkish purple bow, kind of how the Venator bow is now, but it also is like a slightly different shade. Also, on top of that, the handguard is changed to a mask with glowing blue eyes.
Yeah. And the projectile, whenever you do it, its eyes turn like bright blue when it's flying.
You're like shooting the face.
I love that. That sounds intense when you say it like that.
Well, yeah, like the projectile itself is a flying mask with like glowing eyes and also like a blue trail. It's really hard to describe.
Yeah, it looks very cool though, and I will definitely be using it at Leviathan.
Yeah, it's a cool ornament kit for a weapon that doesn't have an ornament kit, so that's even better.
We love ornament kits over here.
But yeah, so that's the first look. They're gonna do the poll for it soon enough, so make sure to check it out. And it should be out pretty soon. You know, the
End of
November.
November, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yay!
earlier than I thought, for sure.
Earlier than everyone thought, probably.
Yeah.
But that's it for leagues. We don't have too much information yet, but I'm sure next month we're going to have a whole episode dedicated to going over that blog.
I'm sure in the next coming months we'll have many episodes including it.
Oh, yes. So moving on to the Game Jam editions, we're just going to go through some of the ideas that they will be adding at that part of the roadmap.
Yeah, if you already remember from the last time, we talked about a lot of these. The 1st one being the interface rework.
For the
So
collection
this is
log,
going to be,
yeah.
for the collection log. It's actually really, really cool.
Looks nice.
It makes it look a lot like how a lot of the other like newly reworked interfaces look like, making it a lot easier to track so you can see out of the total amount how many bosses you finished, how many raids you finished, what your most recent collected items were.
I like that too.
Yeah.
So you can see what order, because sometimes I'll forget and be like, when did I get this drop? Was it before this other drop?
Yeah, and on top of that, there's just some nice quality of life stuff, making the window size resizable and repositionable.
Yeah, it will have the dates that you got, the most 12 resimes that you got too. I didn't notice that part.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
And along with the collection log interface changes, we're going to get collection ranks.
And the
sorry.
no, I just wanted to include that they are also including your progress to the next collection rank on the interface.
Yes. Yeah. So the collection ranks. You'll be able to fully visualize your collecting journey and snag yourself a fancy cosmetic staff and offhand collection log item. We've shared suggested thresholds for each rank in our original Game Jam blog, but here they are again. So bronze is 100, mithril 900, dragon 1200, and gilded 1350. That is 90% of total log slots. And they have the cosmetics are like staffs with like books floating, and the dragon and gilded look dope. I want them so bad.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Honestly, they all look pretty cool, but like the dragon is a dragon and the gilded is a gold dragon. Like obviously I want those.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool. I hope that there's like some usability to them.
Nah, they're just flex.
Yeah, definitely.
Reading these little things though made me realize I don't have much collection log slots.
I kind of hope that it counts as like no damage bonuses at all, but I kind of hope it would be cool if it was like something I could use
A fun weapon?
while I was wearing my graceful. So like if it counted as an all element staff.
Nah. It would be cool, but I don't
Or like
think so.
maybe it goes up. So like once you get to like rune or dragon, it's on an all element staff, and before that it just counts as like one element or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be kind of cool because then you wouldn't use it for combat probably.
I think people would use it for combat.
Let's say
That's
you
why it'd be too
okay.
good.
What if it was an all element staff for teleports?
That could be cool.
That'd be sick because then it
But I
would give
don't know
you
if
a
it'd
reason to use it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's too busted because the whole thing was they don't want to make you feel necessary. It's just them trying out a flex thing.
I don't think it would be. I mean, at that point, if you have Dragon Collection unlocked, chances are runes aren't going to be a problem for you.
You never know.
I mean,
You never know.
I guess
They
so.
do a lot of clues.
Just because, as it stands, even if I did get gilded, it would sit in my bank. Not saying I ever will, but it would.
Yeah, I don't know if either of us ever will.
Yeah, I mean, it would just collect dust, which is
Yeah.
a little unfortunate. Something else, though, that they are adding is going to be the collection log high scores. So,
Very cool.
even though they said they never wanted to do this and that it would create a little bit of toxicity and people aiming to complete the collection log,
Which is supposedly not possible.
it is not.
Unless you have weird RNG.
Yeah. So, with that being said, they went back on the word and they said they're now adding it to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's pretty cool.
That's fun.
Yeah,
because
so,
there was already third-party versions of it.
Yeah, if you and your buddy are like, you like lording things over each other as homies do,
Yeah.
now you can flex whoever has the better collection log.
There you go. Collection log Ironman exceptions. So currently the collection log only captures items gained after December 2018. While untradeable items were automatically checked off on launch, any tradable items were not. So this means iron accounts collected before that date would need to be recollected. So that could be an issue, obviously. We're proposing to allow Iron players to use specific whitelisted items to fill certain slots. Tradable items that were on the log from launch. We would also accept alternative and upgraded versions of certain items when appropriate, such as Zerite crossbow counting as an armadillo crossbow because you need it. And we've currently or already been working with high-level community members in the unofficial collection log Discord server to put together the current whitelisted items. There is a spreadsheet here if you guys want to check it out. But those exceptions will be available for Iron, Hardcore, and Ultimate Iron players, but not GIM players as they are not that old.
Yep.
You should not be missing things.
And all of these things are getting bold.
Yes, of course.
This is honestly one of the coolest changes.
I know a lot of people are very excited about this.
Yeah, so this is mini menus, and it's really cool because it essentially gives you additional drop downs to make items that have many menus not annoying to navigate. So, for instance, if you were to use a Ring of Dueling, everyone knows you have to right click it and then click rub if you actually want to go somewhere.
And then an interface pops up that gets disturbed by combat.
Yes.
So if you're trying to tally out of combat, you're out of luck.
Yeah, that's why I would specifically equip the Ring of Dueling, which then gets rid of the second step. You can just immediately teleport while holding it. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But now that's a thing of the past because even if it's in your inventory or on your person, you're allowed to right-click it, scroll down to rub, and then once you hover over the rub option, then it'll expand an additional menu that shows your options, such as PvP Arena, Castle Wars, and you can just select it from there instead of having to go through the additional dialogue.
You get to hover now.
Yeah.
So you can actually leave combat. Wow.
Yeah, really great. This works.
This one's really nice.
This works exceptionally well for things like the Max Cape because it has
a billion tellies. They even say in here it's a maze of options.
Yeah, there's a ton of options, whether you're changing your spell book, teleporting somewhere, or whatever else. Then all of these things are going to be drop downs now. So hopefully you like this. I wonder if it'll be toggleable.
I don't think anyone will vote. Well, people will vote no, but I think most people will vote yes on this, for sure.
Yeah, I think some people may be annoyed because it definitely changes the way you play.
Oh, they're used to it, yeah.
Yeah, but
that'd be nice if you could toggle it to have it original then.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, I'm pretty excited though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Next is Bank Deposit Box Refresh. Refresh K. I don't really know.
I think that they just accidentally typed K.
Oh, well, I love that. So our next interface revamp looks at the bank deposit box. We want to do away with the unusual 7x4 inventory of the current bank deposit interface and make emptying your pockets more intuitive, convenient, and mobile friendly. As an extra touch, we'd swap the deposit worn and loot bag deposit icons around to put an end to all those misclicks. I think we've all been there.
Yes.
We've also added an option to remove the prompt asking what quantity you want to deposit when using items on a deposit box, so you can now easily bank a whole inventory with one interaction if you'd like. You need to scroll down a lot, there's pictures. Additionally, we'd like to add a new option to lock your inventory slots in both the bank and your bank deposit slots. Be able to lock and unlock your inventory slots as you please with both toggleable right-click option and a tap-friendly grid. If a slot is locked, the bank or deposit box won't deposit items within that slot, even if you click it or deposit your whole inventory by mistake. So this is going to be kind of huge for skilling, honestly.
Oh, I was going to say this is huge. The locking of your inventory alone is all I would need to be happy with this. Just because this reminds me of, like, I like Motherload Mine a lot.
Yeah.
And I will always, this is just an old habit at this point, but I would always leave my nuggets and a hammer in my inventory on purpose.
And you have to go manually click each different type of ore to deposit them?
Yeah, it was so annoying. Like, you had to click each, because I don't want to deposit those two things because this isn't how it is or necessary at all nowadays, but before you could only deposit 3 entire inventories before your bag was full. Like the bag that collects all your stuff.
I think that's still how it is.
That's still how it is, but they like increased the size of it and a bunch of stuff, and also now it's way easier to deposit from the top floor. So there's a bunch of reasons why you don't really need to do this anymore. But if you had something in your inventory, if you had 2 things in your inventory, then you can actually go and deposit 4 times. So it was kind of like a little bit of a workaround. But now it won't be nearly as annoying.
Yeah.
So that'll be really cool.
I think a lot of stuff. I'm thinking like crafting and things, like how many times I've been doing d-hide and I accidentally deposit my thread and needle, and I have them in such random places in my bank. It's like annoying. I don't want to have to search them. Yeah. This is such a small but huge thing at the same time.
Yeah, this is like one of the coolest updates for sure.
This is really cool. Next is more POH customization. We feel it's time to give the POH a fresh lick of paint with some more customization options. If this pitch passes the poll, we'll add new options for the altar room, portal rooms, and combat room, plus an assortment of decorative items to adorn your space. We do want to introduce theme sets so you can kit your house out in a cohesive aesthetic, starting with Varlamore, Prifddinas, Canifis, and the Wilderness. We want to let you fill your decoration spots with hanging tapestries, potted plants, stone gargoyles, mounted weapons, and much more. You'll see much more variety for your altars and combat rings, and whatever your vibe, we're sure to have something for you. They have pictures of the Canifis and the Varlamore, and might I say they look splendid.
Yeah, I think it looks really good.
I think I like the Varlamore how it has like a tile pattern on the outside of the building, which looks pretty. And the Canifis, I just love the ground there, the swamp. Yeah. It's such a pretty color.
I know this would be like probably too much or whatever, but I think it'd be really cool if they had like animals roaming.
That'd be so cute. But then, yeah, the pets. Oh my god, I could just imagine like all the little animals in the savannah avium.
If you just had like a couple like rabbits jumping around at least or something.
That'd be really cute. They should make a plugin for that because I don't have that to the game, so someone get on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's it for the Game Jam.
Yeah, a bunch of really cool quality of life things.
Yeah, onto a tinier update, but something I'm actually pretty excited about. It's literally just that, Robert. You don't even have to scroll. That's it.
Oh, okay.
It's the boss giant.
It's the giants, the fire and the ice giant. So, like we mentioned, we already have Obor,
and
Bryophyta. But now they're going to introduce the Royal Titans, whatever makes them royal. Obor is the real royalty.
No, he's not.
Anyways, we have Branda, the Fire Queen, and Eldrick, the Ice King.
I definitely the entire time thought they were saying Brenda, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, right.
I was like, that's a really normal name.
It's funny because I think Branda kind of makes sense because like a firebrand.
Oh yeah.
But Eldrick, I could totally be wrong, but I thought Eldrick was more related to lightning.
You're just thinking of Eldritch Blast.
No.
Eldritch Blast.
No, Eldritch Blast is like a chaos.
I consider lightning.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, anyways, you'll face both of them in an elementally chaotic battle and receive some appropriately cool rewards, or maybe even hot rewards.
That's good.
We planned for this encounter to be more challenging than Bryophyta or Obor, but it shouldn't pose too much of a problem for seasoned players in powerful gear. We want it to feel like a natural progression in complexity from the other giant bosses, introducing new mechanics and preparing players for bigger, badder foes. Given the increase in complexity, this will be a members-only content. Surprise, surprise.
Who saw this coming?
Yeah. Some of you will be dreading another grind for keys, which is why there won't be any.
Wow.
Huge.
Nice.
This decision does open up questions about Obor and Bryophyta's key system, which is a topic we'll tackle in the future, aka never. This decision does... rewards are another thing, though. It's simply too early in development to even talk about them.
Yeah, so, this is coming out in spring of next year.
Yeah,
that's why it's sort of tiny.
They're not even going to really talk about anything else besides that. They finish off by saying that for now you can express your excitement for them in the poll, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm still pretty hyped for it because people have talked about having like different versions of the bosses for the giants before, because it's kind of weird that only 2 of them had it.
Yeah, I'd be down for it to be a fight similar to Grotesque Guardians, which I think is a pretty good fight, but the rewards are really bad.
I think I imagine that they were going to be 2 different bosses, but actually I think that they will be together.
Yeah, if they're together, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I think it would be cool if whenever you fight the fire one, it's weak to water, and whenever you fight the ice one, it's weak to fire.
So you have to bring both of them.
Yeah, and you have to swap in between them as well.
That'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
Next is Varlamore, the Final Dawn. So starting out by talking about new areas. This is also a smaller blog because, again, late spring.
Yeah, pretty much a little less than a year from now.
A very long time from now. So the final part of Varlamore is home to 3 brand new areas, each with their own distinct vibe. First is the Auburn Valley, a heavily forested northern area, home to the town of Auburnvale. Right next to it is the Custodia Pass, the inhospitable and dangerous mountain range that links Varlamore and the Kebos lowlands. Finally, we'll visit the Tiladi rainforest, the heart of the Telcasti civilization with its own major town. These final 3 areas are the last of our puzzle pieces, which means we'll be able to freely explore the entirety of mainland Varlamore, from Civitas Illifortis all the way up to the edge of the Kebos lowlands. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I wonder if you'll be able to run there. If you'll be able to run on the inhospitable mountain range.
Maybe.
Could be
This is
nice.
also the part when I like just straight up left and or stopped paying attention.
So this is all new to you.
Yeah. So there are going to be some new quests.
Of course.
This is going to be jam-packed with folks to help and situations to meddle in. We don't want to give away too much. We'll just say that the Final Dawn brings with it multiple new quests, including the final part of the main Varlamore quest series. Who would have thought?
Varlamore Questland's actually kind of interesting so far.
Okay, I haven't done it. The master tier finale of our newest storyline is also called the Final Dawn, and like they just said, it is a master tier quest. They really don't have any other details besides that. They'll share more as they come out with it, but really they're just asking in the poll whether you want the quest to actually exist.
Yes. Next are new bosses. The Final Dawn will bring something never before seen in OSRS, an enrage boss known as the Doom of Macchiato. Yeah?
Macchiato.
Oh, yeah,
That's
people were
his
saying
name.
macchiato.
Oh, I actually didn't know. That's just what it looks like.
And now I want coffee. And rage bosses are a totally different beast to what we fought before. After defeating the Doom, you'll have a decision to make. Leave with your loot or fight a tougher version of the monster in the hope of getting an even bigger prize. You can repeat this process as many times as you like, but the boss will become increasingly challenging and the rewards increasingly lucrative. If you die, any loot you've earned so far will be lost and you'll be left empty-handed. Kind of similar to Coliseum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very much.
But I'm assuming there will not be a best in slot cape, but who knows?
Probably not, but the Doom of Macchiato
Okay.
isn't the only boss you'll face in the Talati rainforest. That glint in the distance might look like potential riches, but if you look a little bit closer, you'll see that gemstone encrusted rock is no rock at all. So I'm guessing it's a golem type of boss.
They don't reveal anything. This is
Yeah.
going to be a low intensity boss that they'll reveal details on soon. The J mods might get a little crabby. Oh, wait, you know what? They did say there was going to be an AFK crab boss.
Yeah, they did.
Do you think we're going to get an AFK
Oh.
crab pet?
No, so okay,
Or is this
this
just
is
different?
gonna be very similar to the gem crabs in Chambers.
Those.
Yeah,
Guys.
those guys. As with any
I've
new
had
boss,
some bad experiences with those crabs.
we'll be doing plenty of community consultation for both Doom and his shiny friend. It's funny, he's gonna be just like the shiny crab from
Moana.
Moana.
So shiny.
So there's going to be plenty of ways for you to have your say on mechanics, stats, and loot, but going forward, they just are polling whether you want Doom of Macchiato as well as the new crab boss to even exist.
Cool. And new Slayer Dungeon. The Custodia Pass is a hostile place and should come as no surprise that among the rocks and ruins are dangerous beasts just waiting for an unwary adventurer to pass by. So, in short, it's the perfect place for a Slayer Dungeon. A new creature yet to be encountered anywhere in Gielinor will be the star of the show. While they won't pose too much of a challenge, local Slayer Masters have determined they'll make for a great training opportunity. You'll discover one new creature with 3 different variants. Each variant will be unlocked at a different Slayer level, starting at level 54, which makes them a perfect target for mid-game players. If you're very lucky, you may even get a new unique drop item from them.
That's cool.
And of course, there'll be normal Slayer monsters as well. Can't even guess what they're gonna add. It could be any monster you've ever heard of or a monster that they make up.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be anything. That's very cool.
This is a totally random aside, but them saying that they're waiting for unwary adventurers to, pass by, reminds me in World of Warcraft. This is going to be so random, but if you made a character from a certain race, they started on an island, and eventually you'd have to run to the mainland. And if you wanted to run to like where the humans started, which is like a really popular spot, you had to like run through high level zones, and there'd be just like NPCs waiting on the path sometimes.
It's like those turtles that are born to run into the ocean and the
Yeah.
birds are waiting.
It's exactly like that. Like you would just be walking by, and if
The lizards are waiting.
they would just like aggro you from so far away and throw an axe and you would just be dead. Like 30 minutes of your day is just
It's
gone.
literally the baby turtles. Do you remember those videos? It's crazy because those turtles, they're literally just born in shells, and for some reason, the first thing they do is like, now we run, and they just race towards the ocean and hope they don't get eaten.
Yeah. Speaking of running, we have a new fletching activity,
They're
which
gonna wanna run away from.
that's exactly what I was
Were you
thinking.
really?
Yeah, because I ran away from my computer when I saw that there was a new fletching activity.
I don't think redoing fletching is the worst, but I think that redoing fletching before redoing other skills is the worst.
Yeah, and they're not even redoing fletching; they're just adding a new thing.
Yeah, I mean, bank skilling does suck, but they should have done like cooking or something first. I
Al-
hear they're doing a bank standing one.
Yeah. Also, if you're doing fletching while bank standing, I mean, if you're AFK, that's fine. But also, you could just do it while doing a lot of other things.
You wouldn't get it.
Okay.
Read this.
Anyways, so Auburnville has a bunch of woodworkers, and their fletching is pretty good.
I don't believe it.
That doesn't mean that you couldn't use a hand. Join them. Wait, what?
They couldn't use a hand. They're
Oh, I was like, what? Oh,
you sounded so upset. You sounded offended. You're like, what does this mean?
that doesn't mean that they couldn't use a hand. So apparently they're the best, but they could be better.
Do you
Apparently.
guys love listening to the podcast when we have clearly not read these books?
Join them in a new fletching method that'll have you recycling your old bows into new ranged equipment to be delivered across the kingdom.
Okay, that's kind of nice if you have a billion bows.
Okay. This activity will target a wide range of fletching levels with predominantly focus on 50 plus. We know that fletching plays a very different role for Iron Man, and we'll be taking this into consideration and ensure the new activity is suitable for all playstyles, aka I don't want to string these bows, brother. If I have to string 5,000 U bows to participate in this,
I don't think you're gonna have to.
I will never do it.
I don't think you're gonna have to string bows. You're probably gonna like break them down and make a chair.
I mean, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, and those are all going to be pulled questions. Of course, these are just like the big boys of Varlamore. There will be a lot of smaller other little things. We've officially finished the regular roadmap, so we're moving on to the and beyond portion. We're kind of racing through this. I'm proud of us.
Yeah, these are things that they're going to be working on in the background, starting off with
HD mode.
pretty good. Yeah.
It looks beautiful. I will give them that. It looks very pretty.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about sailing because we've talked about it a million times.
And
so
there's
we're
not
just,
even a blog.
Yeah, we're just jumping into HD mode.
So, as we mentioned in our last update, the team has been actively participating in an HD internal alpha. The insights gained so far have been invaluable and will continuing this work over the next few months. While the rest of the team has been testing HD, we've also entered some crucial stages of development. We are now in the final phase of lighting tools, which will enable us to add customized lighting to each biome in the game world. This will allow us to craft the ideal ambiance and tone for each area during the internal alpha, laying the groundwork for a future player-facing launch. We really want to emphasize the feelings of each area, from the heat inside the heart of Karamja's volcano to the gloomy swamps of Mauritania. That's probably one of the best things about HD, like the plugin, is like Mauritania, like it catches the vibe so perfectly. So I know exactly what they mean, and it adds so much to the game.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so, but it really does.
It does, yeah. The lighting is really 90% of what makes HD good.
Yeah.
But they also continue on to say that they've begun doing some research and development for extending draw distance.
Oh.
Apparently, this is a very difficult thing. Whoever did it in HD did a very good job of doing it via some loopholes, and they don't want to use those same ones. So
We're talking about 117 whenever we say HD, by the way.
Yes.
The plugin.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 117's HD did something very impressive that they don't want to replicate. I'm guessing it might not be...
Probably not ideal for 150,000 people.
Yeah, maybe just not super scalable, or just
Yeah.
maybe not good for their servers long term. So OSRS's HD is trying to go a different way. That's why they have to do a bit more research. And draw distance is big because if you don't want to just see your chunk cut off with a giant black wall off in the distance, then they're going to need to improve the draw distance. So that's mainly what they're going to be working on for the time being, especially with the upcoming sailing skill.
Yeah, they're going to be looking at water as one of the key features. The team has done an incredible job at building the in-client water system and refining the final tools needed to achieve high-quality water. Although this is primarily an HD feature, sailing has prompted us to explore improvements to the water in SD mode as well, especially since it was highlighted during the sailing player consultation. We've made significant progress in developing our water technology, but there's still work to be done before sailing. I want to point out in the water, you can see the reflections of the buildings.
Yeah, dude.
That's not even in 117 even.
No,
It
it's
looks
not.
pretty. Will you click the other one?
Sure.
Oh, it looks so pretty. But I do like how the water itself looks more in 117 because it looks more detailed.
Yeah.
But we need to combine these.
That reminds me of like RTX, like ray tracing turned on. You're gonna have a 5 series graphics card to play this game now.
Wraith is gonna say he hates this plugin or this update because he is playing on an old laptop.
Yeah.
We know you want HD.
You don't have to turn it on.
The laptop or HD?
HD. Obviously.
You don't have to turn on your laptop.
But anyways,
just get a PC.
they do talk about some more tests that they're doing to improve performance because they don't want it to look good and run on nothing.
Yeah.
That being said, though, while they work on that, the next update for HD isn't going to be for a while. It'll probably be in early 2025, so don't expect any news on it.
I expect it even longer.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'll probably come out summer next year if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah. Moving on to plugin API. So we made some significant progress since our last update. The biggest news is that the plugin API will soon be in the hands of well-known plugin creators who will be getting a hands-on experience to see what our API can do. By giving these select members of the community early access, we'll be able to identify any key issues and give them a chance to build their most beloved plugins in time for launch.
Yeah. For anyone that's not familiar with why APIs are important, it essentially is what allows add-on developers to get the information they need from the game. It like talks between the developer and the game to make making add-ons much easier.
I didn't even know that.
If things don't have APIs and there's mods for them, that's because someone is very dedicated to making it.
Yeah, this is for people who don't want to use RuneLight or other outside clients, so you'll actually finally be able to have your own plugins.
Yeah, and this is kind of interesting because they did say they are going to hopefully have an automated way to vet these because
I don't know how they're gonna
these
do that.
plugins, once you download them, would be the same as downloading anything, including a virus if there was one in the files.
It's going to be worse than downloading one on RuneLight.
No,
it's actually Jagex.
It's the same exact thing.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, your machine would be compromised, which is never good.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're able to nail down the security aspect of this, which is probably the number one concern if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. Will they be having that on mobile?
Yeah.
Mobile plugins.
Well, they do say they're hoping to, so I'm guessing it'll be a little bit while after, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, next is mobile updates. Can you believe that this October will be the 6th year of me and Robert starting to play OSRS? AKA the 6th year anniversary of OSRS on mobile. That's why we started. Fun fact.
Did we start playing when it came out, though? I don't think we did.
It was October of that year. We didn't realize it was right when it came out, but Leah, my sister, was like, oh, do you remember that game? They have an app now. I guess it just came out.
Oh, okay.
And we started. So we mentioned in our previous video that we're taking more steps to ensure we're making the right decisions when it comes to the mobile UI. Behind the scenes, the team has been conducting interviews with all types of players, from the people who play exclusively on mobile to the people who have never touched OSRS on mobile before. These interviews have given us precious insight, and we'd like to thank everyone who took part in the feedback process. After all this hard work, the reception to the UI has been great across the board. So what better way to celebrate OSRS Mobile's 6th anniversary than by giving you the new UI? So on October 9th, the new UI will officially become the core mobile experience. It's getting released very soon, less than a month.
Yeah.
Why was this on the and beyond? Oh, because HD. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't make sense. We're also continuing to elevate the mobile experience with the addition of the much requested features like tile markers, NPC highlights, high scores, and the long-awaited menu entry swapper.
That's going to be really huge because a lot of people like to, mobile while they're doing AFK things like thieving. So pickpocketing will be much easier with this add-on.
How can you even AFK on mobile pickpocketing?
Every time I hope, I'm sure people will hate it, but every time they mention add-ons, I'm going to mention the fact that they need to have an entity hider. Mm-hmm. My phone is not very good, and there's a million people in Guardians of the Rift, brother.
Your phone sucks.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, they have like a little bit of a survey for it, but I mean, They're gonna add more features. Is this what you want me to talk about?
No, never mind. These are already in the game.
Yeah, I was like,
they're just hyping up what they've already done.
yeah,
I
I
just
was
saw
like,
stuff.
these are already in the game, so I'm not gonna go over them. But the they do have a little bit of a survey, so if you want to answer that, it's about mobile and your experience on it, so you can go check that out.
Yeah.
If not, then you can maybe check out their new thing that no one saw coming, Project Zanaris.
This is interesting. In last year's annual survey, we included a question about custom servers for OSRS. After a very promising reception and over a year of work behind the scenes, we're ready to announce Project Zanaris, otherwise known as Old School RuneScape Community Servers. Community servers will take the OSRS you know and love and let you tweak different elements to create brand new gameplay experiences. Do you want NPCs to deal 5 times the damage? Do you want to make everyone an Ultimate Iron, or turn PvP on everywhere? All of this and more will soon be possible. These are servers where you make the rules, and you can also choose who can access your creation, whether that be a small group of your close friends, your clan, or the whole community. Players will be able to search and filter through lists and available servers and jump in whenever they like. Ultimately, Project Zanaris is a place where anyone can create and share a new OS experience or play in someone else's.
Cool.
Okay. I want you to read this because this is very important. This is probably a big concern for people.
Okay. To be clear, Project Zanaris is being looked after by an entirely separate team. Okay?
You don't believe them?
Well, the thing is, I'm looking at it as they're paying an entirely separate team to not develop for the main game. Right? I mean, that's right?
No time or resources have been taken away from OS to create this exciting new concept, and we still plan to keep creating amazing OS content just like we've done for the past decade.
So you're saying let's pretend it costs 500 grand a month to pay these people in order to work on Project Zanaris.
You're saying why not get that 500 grand to the current team?
Exactly. Or no. Why don't we pay them 500 grand to work on the main game, the game everyone plays?
I feel like this is almost controversial update. I don't know if it actually is, but based on Robert and my friends on Discord, it feels controversial.
I will abstain from thoroughly going through why, but I think this is one of the worst decisions I've ever seen.
Why one of the worst? I liked it at first. Okay, let's read it first, then we'll talk more.
Sure. So they say that the Project Zanaris team has spent the last year establishing the technology behind community servers, and their recent focus has been tweaking and modifying parameters that already exist in the game. These include things like drop rate, damage modifiers, and restricted areas. And this is only the beginning. We're actively working on new tools to enable players to create new features and content in community servers. It's super important to the team to keep the spirit of old school alive with this project, making something for the players with the players. While Project Zanaris is still a long way off, we feel it's time to bring you on board and give you a first look. We'll be light on the details surrounding the project for some time, but we do plan to give you all the opportunity to work with us to shape what community servers look like.
They actually had a pretty silly video. It was like...
I thought it was way too drawn out.
You know why? I didn't think about it, because it was a 10-minute long video. It's because usually in the middle, they just put it on a be right back thing for 10 minutes. So they should have video instead.
Oh.
Yeah, which is actually a good reason. But they should have maybe told everyone, because everyone thought they were just wasting time.
Yeah, it was a really long video.
It was like a 10-minute long video, but it's kind of like Shark Tank, but like people in the community, and it was cute.
Yeah, some of the ideas were better than others, and
one
some
of the
were
ideas
just
I actually liked.
completely wacky.
Yeah, it was goofy. Anyway, so you can watch the video above to get an overview of the project so far, but that's not all Project Zanaris has to offer. So here's how we're looking to get you involved. An area in the official OSRS Discord for discussions, feedback, questions, and ideas revolving around Project Zanaris is available now. Speaking with a select handful of players' community members, a more in-depth Q&A within the next few weeks, more news posts, videos, and updates regarding Project Zanaris, and closed and open betas.
That's pretty much it.
If you were more interested, they had a Discord thing today that is gone.
Yeah, Discord.
It already happened.
It's a Discord stage, I think it was.
Yeah.
So these are just like little Discord live streams, essentially, where they do FAQs.
So they have some FAQs here. Pick the one you're most interested in.
Okay. Will there be now? What does this mean for limited time game modes? I mean, no, not really.
Okay.
How much will it cost to
That's
host
what I wanted you to click.
a community server?
Yep.
While we're still working out the full cost breakdown, different server sizes will have varying price points.
They cost money.
There will be a charge for players looking to rent a server from Jagex, but we intend to keep these costs in line with industry standard for server rentals. So if I had to guess, I can just tell you right now, it'll be anywhere between $12 for an extremely small server, all the way up to like several hundred for a large server.
What will be fun is going into other people's that they're paying for, and I get to hang out there. I will not be making my own.
Yeah. And you just outlined the main problem with this update.
Is a lot of people aren't going to want to make their own because it costs money.
No.
Okay.
Where are you? Where'd you just say you're going?
Random people's. If they'll let me in.
Oh, cool. So where are you not?
In the random people's?
No, in the main game, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of like leagues in that regard. But except for there's
Except
nothing
it lasts
in-game.
forever.
But I mean, if you want to do something cool, I feel like this could be fun for like clans or something, like doing little games.
I think this is cool for like 100 people, and it's the content creators.
Yeah, it'll make it'll make very good content creation videos.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see some of those.
Okay. Anything else you're interested in? There's a bunch of
I
FAQ
am interested in the
things.
next one. Will there be any Web3 integration or NFTs within Project Zanaris? No, there will not be.
Why would that be a thing?
I don't know. That's why I wanted you to click it, because I didn't know the answer. And then one more I want to see. Will players be able to create their own quests, bosses, items, etc.? While we'll be keeping details about the future Project Zanaris under wraps for now, our goal is to fully embrace the sandbox experience that OSRS is celebrated for. Our goal is to eventually enable you to develop your own creations and share those with the wider community. While some of this is way off, we'll be exploring all avenues in customization. That seems strange.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's fine. It's like kind of like the wilderness one where I'm like, it doesn't really affect me. So
Yeah,
at first I was excited, and then Wraith was like, it's gonna cost money, and I was like, what? I lost a lot of interest there.
Yeah, for anyone that has hosted like a Minecraft server or
Megan hosted our Stardew one. Shout out Megan.
Yeah, anything like that, I'm guessing it's similar pricing. Like a Minecraft server, you can get a basic one that has like 4 people playing on it with the base game for like $10 a month. But that being said, as soon as you start adding mods to it, which I don't even know if this is available here, but in Minecraft, if you start adding mods to it, which requires more RAM, you can actually select things that have more RAM, and if you want more players, that also requires more RAM. So
Jesus.
if you want like a moderate sized server in Minecraft, you're looking at around like $60 a month.
Wow.
So it really depends.
Like a phone payment.
Yeah, I was about to say, it really depends on what you're going after. If you want like a really large server, like if I had to guess, if you're trying to go for like a 1,000 to 2,000 player server, that's going to be many dollars.
Yeah, invite me to your server parties. I want to see.
Yeah, and obviously this is going to be a completely separate game mode where you can't take stuff from that game and bring it over to this game.
I think it will be very fun for people who are burnt on RuneScape and want to try something new.
Yeah, they also say that this isn't going to take away from Leagues or Deadman. Those will progress as they always have.
Yeah, that'd be so lame if they got rid of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of questions here.
And they will still have the same rules as RuneScape, so you can have a gambling server. I don't know how you would anyway. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll definitely moderate all of these
People
servers.
will try.
Yeah, surely. I mean, come on, man. Come on, dude. A blind person could see these things.
Okay, that is it for the Summer Summit finally. My goodness, but that's not all for this episode. We actually have an Araxxor update.
Yeah, very small update this week.
Yeah.
This is Araxxor Combat Achievements. And Pull 82 stuff.
Yeah. Scroll down for me. Scroll. All right, Araxxor Combat Achievements. Now that you've settled in with your Arachnid pal, it's time to take on some CAs. We know there's been some concern about last week's debuff to Araxxor's self-damage and how this would affect combat achievements. Before we get started, we want to assure you that the CAs were balanced around not using the step under method, so this change should not affect them. We'll be monitoring your feedback closely over time just in case there are changes to be made.
Yeah. There's also 12 tasks.
Yeah. They do have a list of them. Well, let me read this first. We've heard your frustrations regarding RNG resets and speedrun tasks, so this time we're trying something new. Our new approach encourages steady, repeated quick kills within a set time frame, rather than relying on a single lucky attempt. For example, instead of kill Araxxor in blank minutes, which was the previous approach, we're now going with kill Araxxor 4 times in 10 minutes. This way, RNG balances out over multiple kills. Let us know how you like it.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I do want to read all the CAs, though.
Yeah, one thing that I saw some like a lot of people didn't really like is in a lot of perfect kills for other bosses, it tells you exactly what you can't do.
Oh, we don't know it's perfect in
Um,
Araxxor.
yeah, it's been community done, so we know what a perfect kill
But it had to be
requires.
crowdsourced.
But it did have to be crowdsourced, and it's a
Interesting.
lot of things. It's apparently extremely annoying.
I could see that.
Like you can't get meleeed by the boss, obviously. You also can't get ranged by the green spider. You can't get meleeed by the
So you have to kill all
red
the eggs
spider.
first, no matter what.
Not really. And also you can't get hit by any of the poison step unders.
Which is hard.
Yeah, in any of the phases. There's a few other things. It's not impossible, obviously, by any means,
Yeah.
and people have already done it, but it is a little bit more annoying than you might think.
All right, so let's go through this list. We'll just go back and forth, yeah?
Sure. I'm just gonna bind up that
They're sorted by type of task rather than the level.
yeah, exactly. So it'll be all the
Speed
speed
first.
trials first.
So the first one is an elite task to kill Araxxor 4 times in 10 minutes.
And then we have the master for 5 times in 10 minutes.
And the Grandmaster for 6 times in 10 minutes.
And then we have a few of the kill ones, so kill it 25 times for an elite.
And 75 times for Master.
Also kill it perfectly for a master.
And a Grandmaster is kill it perfectly without damaging the boss during the enrage phase. I'm assuming that you have to have the red spider kill it over and over.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Have an Araxxite kill 3 other Araxxites.
Kill Araxxor without ever having venom or poison immunity.
Both of those are masters.
Yes.
Killing Araxxor after destroying 6 eggs is an elite.
Another Master is kill Araxxor 10 times without leaving.
And the final
This
Grandmaster,
one, man.
kill Araxxor without the boss ever moving.
I hate it. I hate it so. That one's called Swimming in Venom.
I don't think that's too hard, honestly.
No.
You would just have to walk around the boss perfectly and then tank, whenever it gets to enrage.
Oh my god. It sounds hard. Also, I was thinking that don't damage during enrage. I forgot he could damage himself. So you don't have
Yeah.
to wait for the red.
Oh,
I was
okay.
joking.
But yeah, so that's it. There are some other fixes, though.
So the Nid and Rax pets no longer share the same bank placeholder.
Some players were still finding themselves stuck underneath Araxxor's body like last week. So a new safety measure has been implemented.
It will push you out of his hitbox now. The Ring of Recoil can now be used to kill Araxxite inside the Easter egg cave, so accounts unable to equip the Noxious Halberd are now able to get the Rancor recolor. However, you can only progress past this point if you have a Noxious Halberd in your inventory. Not having the Halberd will result in being teleported back to the start of the cave.
Weird.
That was so much. I don't even know what cave they mean. Is that just the cave?
I don't know.
Easter
I'm
egg
guessing this
cave?
is an Easter egg. Yeah. On Deadman World, Scold players no longer can enter the Araxxor arena.
Fixed a bug where the players could kill Araxxor without a Slayer task. Sad. I should have
Yeah.
tried that.
And they'd also like to address a couple of points of feedback. So, level 96 Araxxites not spawning superiors. We aren't looking to change this as we think there's a good trade-off between killing the 2 types of Araxxites. One for quick XP and points, and the other for better XP per task, and a chance for a Slayer superior. I think that's kind of lame, but okay.
Yeah. Araxxor overhangs his hitbox in some areas. While other areas the hitbox feel too big, we can't prevent certain parts of the NPC model from being clicked on. So our only option would be to shrink Araxxor by 30% to make him never come outside of his bounding box during animation. This would make Araxxor look really small, and so unfortunately we will not be changing it.
I think it kind of should be changed,
I think it looked
because
goofy.
honestly, or they should just learn to fix their models, because this is like a really annoying thing, and
Yeah.
this, and then also the what is it called? The arena that they just came out with.
Coliseum?
The Coliseum had like click box problems. Like, this shouldn't be a problem. This is like really annoying.
Coliseum is so specific. It's not a click box. It's like a click uniform exactly only where the character
Yeah,
is.
like it's like
It's
weirdly
rough.
annoying. This shouldn't be a thing. Why are the Araxxite tasks counted as spider tasks? When we first pitched Araxxite tasks, players were clear that they wanted them to count as spider tasks, so we made that change before launch.
Which they never clarified, and
Which
we
they
assumed it was a
didn't-
bug.
They didn't clarify, and
We
they
ass-
didn't pull it.
We assumed it was a bug. I'm not upset about it, but no, we were literally telling you guys like, oh, hurry and go get that now. And it's gonna stay. Issues with the coagulated
Coagulated.
venom. Some players weren't able to obtain the venom as the timer included the time taken to loot Araxxor. This issue is now resolved, but some players would like to have the venom retroactively given to them. Due to various complications in doing this, players will have to re-achieve the 115 time to get their reward. We'd like to highlight that this task wasn't balanced around the recently discovered and subsequently changed step under method. What are you laughing at?
I was just laughing because you said coagulated, and then I thought about G as in John Doe.
Dude. Just one time
man.
Robert said G, or someone said G as in John Doe, and Robert was crying laughing while I was streaming.
Yeah, like Gondor from Lord of the Rings.
And Ninja really loved it.
It was really funny.
Anyway.
Anyways, we do have, speaking of something extremely old like Lord of the Rings.
This is so old.
We have some Poll 82 updates. So they're continuing to rolling out the Poll 82 minigame makeover with a particular focus on PvP this week. Let's start with the Dead Man. During the Poll 82 proposal,
That's not Dead Man.
Oh, Last Man Standing. I don't know why I said Dead Man.
Let's start with leagues.
Yeah. Let's start with Last Man, not Dead Man. I guess I just saw Man and I just assumed. During Poll 82, many of you requested that the Zerker bracket be adjusted to 50 defense from 45, and while we're making this change, we took the opportunity to add Perilous Moon's armor to the bracket.
Cool.
Which will drop as a set, including the weapon, to ensure players can make full use of it.
Also, Blighted Supplies and Bounty Hunter rewards can now be used in Clan Wars, Soul Wars, and Castle Wars, just as they were pulled. Speaking of old,
this is older than, like...
This is like last year
everyone
old.
You know.
Oh my god.
So, this is a buff to crystal shard rates.
You're like, I've never heard of this before, but you have. In the Shooting Star Changes blog. Back in 2012.
Months and months and months ago when they're having issues. And it's funny, they're like, oh, guys, there was just a bunch of launches and updates, and so we couldn't have done this update.
They just forgot about it.
Bro, tell me how changing this isn't just like, I mean, not easy, but come on, man. You're just changing how many shards drop.
No, it's pretty funny. So we'll go back and forth?
Yeah, I mean, you could just say pretty much everything drops more shards.
Some hasn't. Volcano's actually not changed at all.
Well, anything outside of Volcano.
Actually.
I mean. Yeah, it's pretty much literally everything.
And pickpocketing is the same as it was too.
Like everything, Corrupted Gauntlet, regular Gauntlet, Slayer creatures.
They're either more common or more, you get more whenever you get them.
Yeah, the Agility Chorus, Crystal Chest, more Slayer Dungeon, Pickpocketing, Mining, Crystal Implings, Woodcutting.
Pickpocketing is not changing. That's how I know you're just not even reading right now.
Pickpocketing is not. Both the quantity and rate are unchanged?
Yes.
What? That is uncalled for. That
in my Deadman mode?
Yeah, that and Volcano are the only thing that's unchanged.
Volcano,
though.
I'm not surprised. You get a lot of crystal shards.
Yeah, everything else is being buffed, even by a significant amount for some of them, such as like Crystal Acorns more than double. Slayer creatures are way more than doubled.
10 times as much, potentially.
Yeah, so a Slayer mob can now drop 3 to 5, whereas a Superior can drop 6 to 10. Both of them used to be 1.
It was always kind of insane that they just dropped 1.
Yeah, Crystal Implings 30 to 40, up from 5 to 10.
Dude, you guys were wild before, honestly.
Yeah, so the quantity for like woodcutting is unchanged, but the rate's better, like Michelle said. So all of those things have been changed, updated, made better. So shards should be a lot easier to get. Shout out to all the Iron Men.
Yeah, huge for irons.
Yeah, huge.
Huge. Even as me as a main, I was buying like teleport things so I could break them down into more shards whenever I got my Bofa.
Yeah.
I had most of them. I did so much Volcano and I still didn't have enough.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like even if you're locked in the red prison, Corrupted Gauntlet, you will still get more shards.
Yeah.
So
pretty nice.
It's nice.
Some other game changes. Worms are once again visible in the Slayer log. We replanted some missing tree trunks in the Krazi jungle, restored Alina's missing jaw, and fixed a bug where live implings could be indirectly traded via imp defenders releasing them.
And
I
that
tried to
is
find a picture of her missing jaw and I couldn't find it.
That is one of the longest updates in a little while.
We tried to get through it really quick because this is not our longest episode somehow. Yeah. Jesus, we've had some long episodes.
But yeah, there was a lot.
Yeah.
And we somehow made it through all of that.
And we actually have more.
This is not the end.
This is not the end. Time for our Q&A.
Q&A.
So this one is actually a little bit different, so it'll make it more interesting. So Hariger and Matt, they are actually in real life friends. They ask us questions like every week, and this time they came together and developed 4 controversial ideas to make OSRs more interesting, and they want our thoughts. They did say, by the way, the first has absolutely no chance of passing. The second will have 0 support from the player base, but the third and fourth might actually be funny because the stories that he posted on Reddit about being the unlucky guy that was targeted. So, you want to read the first one?
Yeah, so the first interesting thought or controversial idea is going to
This
be
is crazy.
upon death in a PvP scenario, a player has a 1% chance of dropping a magic key to their player-owned house. This allows the player with the key to enter the house 1 time. The key disintegrates after 15 minutes. Within the house, the player can steal a pet, a costume, or permanently destroy an NPC in the dungeon, among other things. The owner of the player-owned house has the ability to go to his home and fight the intruder in a PvP scenario. Also, a new NPC servant is introduced, the Guard, which you can hire to protect your home from the intruder. The Guard can range from an ogre to a dragon and waits next to the portal in your house.
The one thing I like about this is that we should have a huge dragon as a servant. That would be very cool. This is an insane idea.
Yeah,
If you play RuneScape, you have to know 1 out of 100. That's a good rate.
that's a very good
really.
rate.
If I saw something 1 out of 100, I'd be like, oh, I could get that immediately.
Yeah, that's a very good
That's a
rate.
very good rate. That's too insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Stealing their pets.
I think it would be funny enough if you could like enter their house and just wait for them to
And
kill
taunt
them
them?
at some time.
Oh.
But the thing is, you'd be waiting, and they might not go back to their house
You're
for the
just
rest of the
standing
night.
there forever.
Yeah, so I think that would be kind of funny because
Yeah.
that would be like a trade-off. Like, oh, do I want to wait here and camp this guy or what?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, the rest of it is insane. You
You
know,
guys are crazy.
losing. I think the guard idea is actually pretty
the guard's
cool.
very cool, but
I-
just like for aesthetic.
Yeah, I think if you pulled it back and did what I'm saying, where like they could, okay, like Michelle said, they could taunt you, I guess, if you really want to pull it back.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they could
Fight
attack you if they kill your guard that you have bought and paid for. But the thing is, I think he'd have to be on payroll, so you'd have to pay him all the time. So you'd
Yeah.
have to be like a PKer to have this guy, unless you just had a bunch of money. I think that would be kind of cool, because then it's all like, oh, do I want to, you know, get my revenge and go back to my house and kill this guy just for, you know, clout? Like, he doesn't drop anything.
It would just be just to mess with them.
It would just be to kill them.
It couldn't be a much more toxic addition to the game. We love toxicity here.
Yeah.
We do.
This does remind me of WoW as well, because this is a known thing in vanilla. And
Oh.
it's called, well, originally just getting killed by someone was called getting ganked.
Ganked.
That's actually where the term came from.
I think the
I'm
first
pretty
time I ever
sure.
heard that, I heard Basti say it while talking about the other games she used to
Yeah,
play.
I'm-
And I asked you, like, what does ganked mean?
Yeah, I don't know if it came from World of Warcraft, but that's the first time I and a lot of other people heard it. But yeah,
Mhm.
getting killed was called getting ganked out in the world. And then
Goofy.
what would happen, and this was a real problem back in the day, is people would camp your body because you had to respawn at your
Oh.
body.
You've told me this.
And because like essentially in WoW, you become your soul, you run back to your body and go back into your body,
And they just kill you again.
and then they'll kill you again. And this
That's
would
messed
go
up.
on for hours.
That's so frustrating.
It would go on for so
actually.
long, people would get mad and just log out for the rest of the night.
That's what I would do.
And they would just hopefully log in the morning and you're not
Imagine
there.
they're still there.
Dude,
They
it would,
stayed up all night.
it would happen, bro. But yeah.
That's very toxic.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But obviously, they took that away because,
Because it was messed up.
yeah.
Second suggestion. Cooked food can only be safely consumed for 24 hours. After that'll be unsafe to eat and the player can no longer consume it.
Dude, this would
I'd scream.
suck.
I still have my crumjas whenever I got
Karambwans?
crumjas.
Yeah, you said
Wait,
Karambwans.
like the country?
I have a bunch of countries.
I have a bunch of. We need to finish this. I have a bunch of Karam still for whenever I got 99 cooking that have lasted me forever, like, and will last me like years.
Yeah.
No, frick you for even suggesting this. How dare you?
Also, Karamja's not a country. I just thought
A
about
continent?
it. I don't even know. It's an island.
I mean, it's like a continent, kinda. Is Gilnor a country?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, that's like the main
But
thing.
they're not all the same country.
No,
The
Missilin's the country,
regions.
right?
So Karamja's its own. Karamja's its own
I
region.
think they're all part of.
Karamja's its own
No,
region.
I think they're all part of Gilnor, I guess.
No, because Gilnor's the world. That's like Earth. And then
Uh,
Karamja's a region. Karamja's in Krandos.
I don't know. I don't know if it's big enough for that to be the case. I don't know. I
Who?
don't. Let us
We want to
know.
move to the Netherlands. That's like the tiniest
Let us
country.
know if Gilnor is a country
Or the world.
or the world.
It's the world. They even say like the world of Gilnor. They wouldn't be like the country of Gilnor.
Okay, whatever you say. Dude. But no, that would suck.
That's insane.
Yeah, that'd be lame. That would be kind of funny, but
For
also
5 seconds.
Yeah, but
Dude,
also
imagine
that
it
would
turns
suck.
into the rotten food that you get from like the ghouls in Mauritania. You just have 13,000 rotten, spoiled foods.
Yeah, I think it would
It'd be so sad.
kind of interesting if you wanted to do this if like it had like a freshness level.
So like heals less.
So yeah, you're like, all right, cool, dude. I got this fresh Karambuan, heals 25.
That's how it was in like the forest. Remember, whenever we'd eat the severed legs,
Yeah, yeah.
and if they weren't as fresh, they weren't.
But it would be cool if like maybe then they added like fridges to the POH. You put stuff in there and it lasted fresh longer. That would be cool.
Add a mini fridge to this medieval game.
But then yeah, but okay, there's magic, brother.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
yeah, like I guess over time it'd go back down to 22 where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Next, number 3 is a quicksand random event occurs once per 24 hours for 5 minutes, swallowing all players unlucky enough to be walking on the 9x9 tile. The only attempt to save yourself from death is agility. With 99 agility, you have a 50% chance of survival. The chances are proportionately worse per level under 99.
That one made me feel like crying because it feels so goofy. Because just walking, you're like, oh, and you just like get sucked underground.
Yeah.
It's quicksand. It'd be quick. I imagine it's like you're walking around and then one tick, bam, you're gone. Stop. Imagine it just spawns at the GE wherever his bank standing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If the funny thing I found out, I don't know how true this is, so I hope someone fact checks me. I'm not going to, but
I won't either.
I briefly read that apparently it's I don't know from experience, but you cannot actually drown in a quicksand pit.
You suffocate, right?
No, what happens is
Does it constrict you?
it's like weight related,
Ugh.
so your head just or part of your body's just stuck above the surface and then like you die like from starving or from animals or the weather, so like you don't actually like suffocate, you just die of other ways.
Oh, because it's not bottomless, so your head probably will not go under.
No, it is bottomless.
How come your head doesn't go under?
I like I said, I think it's based on a like weight ratio,
Someone fact check
and
this.
because like there's so little of your body outside of the pit eventually that it no longer wants to suck more of your body down.
That's funny.
I mean,
It doesn't want to suck you as hard.
She's a sicko, guys.
Doesn't
What can
want
I
to suck
say?
you as hard. Like, I don't know what's funny about
She
that.
plays RuneScape. Clearly, she's a sicko.
It's not funny,
Um,
actually. You're getting sucked to death.
But anyways, besides that random Shirley fact,
Surely.
I think this would be totally cool if you could get out of it with enough
If you
persistence.
just spam click.
Yeah, like if
It
you're
would be
like,
really funny.
if like you like click down and they're like, all right, you have to do this directional DDR game or something on your keyboard or
Yeah.
you'll die, then I'll be like, okay, that's kind of interesting.
I would like it more if you didn't die. I would think it was really funny that you just like get sucked down and then you have to spam click and then you're back and you're like, that was weird.
Yeah, it'd be funny if your character's just sitting there like shoulders sticking out and you can't really move, and then like you can wiggle your way out and you
Like,
click a
"Ah."
bunch, or if someone like Tully's other or something, they can get you
Yeah.
out. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be funny.
Just dying is kind of lame.
Yeah.
Especially with such a high chance, 50% chance. Like, come
At
on,
99?
man. Yeah, like you'd have a 0% chance at anything lower than like 30.
That's so funny. Fourth idea, final idea. Once a day, the giant mole will leave its lair and pop up on the world's surface to target one player at random. Anyone can enter combat to protect the player being attacked if they're nice enough to help. People wouldn't. People would just be cheering on the mole, hoping that you die.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be... I don't want to attack people. I just would think it was really funny if every once in a while he comes out of the Falador Park and just like walks around for a little bit and then you see him burrow again.
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
I think it'd be hilarious if it was like a 1 out of 100 chance Like he'll pop out and then just like walk around for a little just to like scare you, you know?
Yeah.
Like the mud will appear on your screen and then
And you're
he'll
like,
just
wait, I'm not there.
and then he'll just be there.
And then he'll just
And
go
then
back
he'll
down.
just be walking around. But the 1 out of 100 chance he just pops out and like declaw specs you. And then you can attack him if it's that, and if not, then he just declaw specs you and then goes away.
I'm just imagining like a little NPC, like it doesn't mess with you, you know? He just pops out, it just adds immersion. He's like, it's kind of warm up here. And he's like, and goes back down.
That'd be kind of cool,
It'd
I guess.
be cute. It's world building.
It'd be kind of cool if they're all like, oh, like you can talk to him, and he's like, oh, I get tired of hanging out
and killing me over and over.
in Falador, or like he tells you where he is. Like he's like, I get tired of hanging out under the Falador garden, so I just got out. Here's like, I don't know. He gives you something like,
here's a moleskin.
yeah. He's like, oh, here's
I cut my hair.
Oh, you know what'd be cute is if he's like, one, there's a rare chance of getting mole slippers. And two, he's all like, oh, but here you go, like become one of my followers or something, and he gives you like a little, like mole nose, like a new fashionscape thing.
We should have a mole nose. I wonder if we do.
You know, like because mole nose, if you look them up, they look like starfishes.
They're cute. They're kind of crazy.
Yeah, they do look crazy.
Those are
So.
cute.
I think that would be kind of cool if he pops up and he's like, "Oh, you know, here's some
Like,
lore about me."
we want him to be a random event, not murder like
Yeah.
you guys.
Although it would be funny if he came up and just despec'd you,
Yeah, what if you're the chosen one?
just like
You're like,
clawed you for like
all the
a
hardcores
90 or
know
something.
you do not go to Falador without your prayers on.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that would be funny if he didn't kill you.
Yes. But that is it for our episode this week. You were supposed to start it. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. But anyways, hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, you can catch us on any of our socials. You can also ask your questions there as well.
Yeah, so our Twitter and TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. Our Twitch, YouTube, and Twitch are Bunebape. I stream 4 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape, so come stop by and say hi. And again, we do also put this podcast out on YouTube if you want to see. Whenever I was saying about clawing, I make little clawing motions. If you want to see that, you need to watch on YouTube.
Yep.
Check it
There you
out.
go. And if you want to see me yawn a bunch, you can also check us out there.
Hold up, don't say that.
But yeah, so that's going to be it. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, this longer episode. And thanks again for listening. So yeah, if you want to see us again, then we'll be here next week. We'll see you all
very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.